set up right, because where's my dashboard? Oh boy. What do you mean live streaming isn't available yet? Try again. Jesus. Stream connection, excellent. Okay, is it working? It says loading preview. I don't know what's going on anymore. Viewers waiting, 17. It says waiting. Okay, yeah, done, yes, done. Boom, live dashboard. It says I'm live right now. What's going on? End stream has appeared, but I still don't see myself. Right. This is going well. Oh, okay. Everyone's saying hey and hi, so I think that's a good sign.
I think we're live.
I don't. He says it's working, you dumbass. Excuse. Look, here's what I'm seeing right now. It's telling me that. So I don't fucking know.
You just came up and are freaking out on my other laptop. It's YouTube. I have it open to YouTube, and it has you freaking out on it here. If you need confirmation, well, there's Decker showing what he's seeing, and now Decker is camera is spazzing, and okay, there he is.
Okay, so in that case, hello World Wide Web, I'm Decker Chef, an internet personality with the worst fucking idea of what the hell he's doing, and welcome to Live and Wired episode 33! Sorry about that. Joining, as always, we have that long-haired creepy guy.
I am Skeletor, Overlord of Evil!
And, as well, Patricia, the backbone of everything, which is why, because this is the one thing I was responsible for. You understand what the hell's going on now. You know who keeps this fluid together.
Mischief, we're making mischief. I needed to think of like a female antagonist for the 80s.
Yeah. Excellent choice.
So also, in just a little bit of where the hell is the thing? Okay, it's not connected to that. It should be connected to that. Why isn't it connected to that? I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to freaking refresh that. This is supposed to actually be the first Live and Wired going to 3 different platforms, but switch to our new compact mode later. Now it says it's connected to the 3 platforms, but it's not showing me any of the messages. It says there's 77 people watching. It's going out to YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. That's how it's supposed to be going. It says it is. I don't know. Nothing on my side is telling me I'm doing anything right. So, yeah, we got things to talk. Okay, there we go. We got some comment there. I'm seeing the comments on YouTube. Seeing the comments on YouTube on the Restream Chat, which should collect all of the comments from Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer into one convenient place. Should. Epic Jason X9000, too bad you can't join. I can't join the call chat. I'd love to do the voice of the Jinn for you at some point. Yes.
The Jinn.
Also,
we're talking about like the Jinn from the what was it, the
Wishmaster.
Oh yes, the Wishmaster. Oh, very nice. You got a Live and Wired mug.
Yeah, he got this for me a while back. It's just that I kept forgetting to, bring it with me whenever it was time for us to do this. And I remembered to this time, so go me.
Yay!
Frosted Beetle is on Twitch and says, "You're live, all good here." So yay! The Restream does occasionally have issues with Twitch because Twitch puts a limit on your bitrate, and sometimes Restream is like, "Hey, let's do 10 times that," and then it kills your stream.
Yeah, very much so. All right. Well, yeah, we have a lot of news to cover. A lot of it having to do with Sonic the Hedgehog because people hate us.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog. Why? Though there was one little thing that was people thought was going to happen today that, as far as I can find, didn't, because Sega had their South by Southwest panel and it was Sonic themed, so a lot of people thought, hey, the public is going to be able to see the trailer for the Sonic movie. Unless that is what Sonic Team Racing was, we didn't.
Yeah, unless Sonic Team Racing is the actual movie, then,
I'll accept it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ratchet and Clank, that didn't do very well, but hey, Sega hasn't had a chance. Let's see if they can do Sonic Team Racing out of a movie. Anyway, so yes, we have 3 discussions about Sonic the Hedgehog. One that a lot of people already know about because a few weeks ago the actual picture was leaked and some other things.
Lazarus Soul 82 says, "Really, Sonic? Let's start with something decent instead."
Okay. You
No,
know what?
we gotta do something themed around the episode title. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Like every other episode.
True. Yeah. Okay. So let's rip off this Band-Aid and talk about one Sonic thing at a time, and then afterwards, then we'll discuss about some decent things, and then we'll just spiral down into a train wreck that is YouTube, because of course.
YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer.
Yeah. All right. So let's start off with the first thing, which is actually been confirmed. Somewhat, but a lot of people seem to think of it as the actual thing. So yeah, let me just see if I can pull this up. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. I can't seem to share. Oh, there it is. Share screen.
Okay, I got a little concerned there because I know we have a slightly different setup this time.
Google seems to change things. It's like, why? Don't do that. Don't do that, Google. All right, then. Here we go. Sonic movie design revealed. A series of images from a Sonic movie style guide has been posted to the Restera.com forum, which appear to have originated from the website HCAassociates.com, which is a video game branding company. Remember this website because we're going to go back to it in a bit. The Restera, not the HC Associate.
Darth Necrosis says they'd rather hear about Sonic than YouTube. It's less depressing.
John Ratzi says, "Don't you dare diss Spyro the Dragon." I didn't diss Spyro the Dragon. I was talking about the Ratchet and Clank movie. So I have no idea where Spyro the Dragon came from. Anyway, so here we go. So yes, this is apparently what Sonic looks like in the movie. I've seen worse. So I don't know how it's going to mesh together with the.
I just don't like the blue arms without the Nathan Drake scarf.
That's actually a really good point. It's like, Sonic has had so many incarnations, like classic Sonic, 3D Sonic, Sonic X, Sonic Boom, Sonic Mania. Now we have live action Sonic. So, yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, Creepy.
I don't know. I guess in and of itself, it doesn't look bad, but it kind of looks like Sonic as filtered through Six Flags or Disney or some other,
I'm thinking like Sonic from the 3D episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it has like in and of itself, it doesn't look bad, but when you start thinking about the fact that this is Sonic, it kind of gives you that creepy, uncanny valley kind of feeling, On
that note, Sebastian Jackson says Will Smith is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, we already talked about that creepiness already.
And then Esteem 100 says, "It's sad when our standards for CGI movies is, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olympic Titan says, "Wait, is that Patricia from the Monkey Bone review?" And yes, that is me. Hi.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. In case you have any doubt, this is it. This is what Sonic will look like in the movie. Aside from the design of Sonic, it looks like packaging designs for potential merchandise that are also in the style guide. Otherwise, I don't think there is anything else I can say other than there he is. So, yeah.
Yep, that there is the Sonics, they say.
Yes, there is the Sonics, very much so. Yeah, nothing really much to say. So, all right, enough of that. But yeah, that is not the only bit of Sonic news that we'll be covering, but we have just gotten a little appetizer. But before we get into some actual news, we want to give a shout out to a person on Twitter by the name of Snake Demon or Damon. I'm not sure what it's pronounced. He recently did fan art of Decker Shadow that he did really good. I want to say, I'm just going to share this right now. So let me just do that.
Is it Yaoi fan art? I really hope it's Yaoi fan art.
Okay. So at DN North 666. It says, not the easiest man to draw, and my scanner is crap, so it doesn't work well with my laptop. Oh well, day one, I'll get a new one. Common problem with drawings that don't come out front lighting. Some of you know what I mean. Hashtag drawing of hashtag Dicker Shadow.
And yeah, that I saw a bit of a work in progress. He sent a message to that too, where it's working on some of the hair, and yeah, that's all hand done pencil. Some people are really damn good with that. I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I can't draw to save my life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is really nice. It's always nice when you have fan art of somebody.
You got your angry eyes right. They look just lopsided enough, but on purpose. You know, kind of like when you start doing that thing where your eyes kind of get crossed, but at the same time get confused about what way they're supposed to go. I think they did. I think they were locked in that position for a while during your Predator reaction video. You know, like after a while, your eyes just didn't know where to go on your head anymore.
Hollowman190 on Twitch says, "At first, I thought Decker was in a news report. what did the assailant look like?"
What's really bad, and I wasn't going to say this, but that was what came to my mind. I was like, someone drew Decker as a mugshot, and I was like,
that's not a mugshot. When you have the person who draws what the Predator was, they don't put that much effort into it.
Decker knows this, by the way. I want to point out to everybody, he knows this from personal experience somehow.
Olympic Titanic says, "I've done fan art, but I'm not sure how I would send it." Well, generally, I don't have like a PO box or anything like that set up, or a business email. So it's just there has been fan arts, and I've just been blown away every single time that anyone would even sit down and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna spend a while working on this motherfucker's mugshot." And this motherfucker is me. I'm like, wow, it feels good, man, and I thank you.
Vance McDonald said, "Make that photo your YouTube icon."
that would be better than my current YouTube icon.
Yeah.
For one thing, it has the mustache, which I've had for years now, and my YouTube icon still doesn't. I was just gonna go like with a little marker on
it. that would be very. Yeah, that would be so you. But yeah, we thank you for that, and we always appreciate fan art of anybody, regardless. So, if you have any fan art that you'd like to share to Decker, Creepy, or myself, then please, we have Twitter, follow us there, or we have our own Facebook pages or such. So yeah, that'll be really awesome.
D3NV1 says, "Decker, your voice is coming through weird." That's not good.
Oh dear.
Do I sound weird? Am I weird? Is it weird?
No, weird. You sound fine.
I'm not sure how to respond.
I don't exactly have the best audio setup on this particular computer anyway, because it's an Acer and they don't have good audio, static shielding for the audio components. So even though the microphone is actually a pretty good microphone and I got it going through phantom power and all kinds of stuff, I still have to put on huge little noise canceling static reduction. Otherwise, everything is just absolutely horrible. But it ends up taking some of the proper human sounds out of my voice, and I come out more like a robot and what have you. The camera mic is much better. Headset mic I have is much better. But I mainly need a new computer with proper shielding around the audio components.
We actually have a question from Yaj Frank, who says, "What was the best movie you guys reviewed?"
Ooh, best movie? I'd say probably the Gamera 3 Arousal of Iris. Or Awakening. Arousal? Aroused.
Sure.
I just felt like it was like the perfect kaiju movie of, here's the good kaiju, here's the bad kaiju, and here's all the things at stake, and boom, it just comes out so nice at the end. I just thought so.
Yeah, like I'm trying to remember, I was like, I mean, there was the review Decker and I did of Perfect Blue. There was the review we did of the live action Cutie Honey movie. I've heard that they've made a new one. They've made a new live action Cutie Honey movie since then, and we need to review that. We haven't
Oh yeah.
reviewed that yet.
Oh boy, that would be fun.
Socket Sodomizer says you sound like you're speaking through a toilet, but we can hear you. And yeah, I did mention this computer, not very good. It pretty much is speaking through a toilet.
Oh great. I have potato audio and Decker has toilet audio.
And I have a broken camera, so we're perfect.
Yeah!
We're professionals, everybody. We're professionals.
Oh boy.
Let's see. I haven't really done a lot of movies per se. I've only done like TV shows. It's hard to say about like which movie I've reviewed has been the best so far. Although I have done various podcasts where I talk about movies, and a lot of them have either been Disney movies or such. So yeah, I'm probably have to get back to you on that to see like which one is like the best one that I ever covered.
You did do a review of the Jungle movie, of the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, right?
I have not. I actually discussed about the history of the Jungle movie. I've actually been working on a script of that since December, and I actually do have a collaborator, but we're hoping to get that out pretty soon. We have a $10 comment from Jedi Grandvel who says, question, with remakes and reboots coming out of Hollywood a lot, you think they can take an example from Japanese cinema who make more original and imaginable material?
I don't know. Hollywood doesn't have the best history when it comes to lesson learning, so.
A lot of the aspects I think is the idea of it is art, but at the same time it is a business, and when you have a lot of people who are looking at it specifically as business, they say, well, people speak with their wallets. What do people want? And people tend to go for remakes and such and sequels over new products, but people always say they want new products. I'm not of the mindset where I think people say they want new, but they always go for they don't go for it so much as it is that people want new. But the thing is, everyone knows what they like from what they're familiar with, so they will generally go for more familiar things. However, good things that are new, they might not do so well at first, but they will have longevity. Everything that we have that's a long-running series was at one point new.
Right. And even things that have been like a franchise, that have been running for decades, at one point they had their critics and their deriders who felt like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever. Or like after a while they were like, yeah, we've gotten bored with this. And then, a couple of years went by, they let the things cool off, and then they brought in a new director, someone with a few new ideas, and brought it back. And of course, in the beginning, there was all they're ruining everything. I want it back to the way it was. When I thought it sucked. But then after they're like, actually, yeah, that was a pretty good movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. And to be fair, Japan has been well known for their remakes and their revivals and dragging out the series as it is. I mean, look at almost every single Toei animation series. Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball. Did I mention Dragon Ball?
But I think that's there's the series in Japan that get dragged on that long seem to be more the exception than the rule. It seems culturally more between East versus West. In Eastern storytelling, a lot more of the times they know when to stop.
Right.
Whereas, when you have a franchise going in Hollywood or just on TV in the West, they'll just keep going until it stops making money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I'm probably going to be getting a lot of hate for this, but I'm one of those people who's kind of somewhat defend reboots and remakes. I mean, they're oversaturated, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sick of it too, but I feel that there are some things that do need to be retold again because, some things haven't aged well, or the message was so good that they need to be told for a new generation. So I do feel that there are some exceptions to certain things that do need to be remade. Now, personally, for me, I think that the things that need to be remade are things that didn't work the first time. Like, I've always been a an advocate of like TV shows that never got a full completed run. Like I've always wanted to see Pirates of the Dark Water come back because
Right.
it had so much potential, but it only had like 13 episodes, and it pretty much just like kind of just it just kind of stopped when they were just collecting some parts of the treasure. And
Mhm.
I'm and well, I mean, to be quite honest, I don't know how Warner Brothers would do a remake of that, considering what they did to Scooby Doo and the Witches and the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo. But you guys are gonna have to cover that at some point. I know.
Yeah. Ferris Manus Primarch of the Iron Hands posted $2 and said, "Any plans for the Alien 40th anniversary?" I get the feeling he's talking to you, Decker.
Alien 40th anniversary. I should probably get my ass around to actually doing the updated Xenomorph biology video, considering the fact that I still haven't frickin' done it.
Yes, not only that, but speaking of Alien 40th anniversary, there is an article about that.
Vance McDonald's asking, have you guys ever heard of Animorphs? And why, yes, I have been on Twitter before.
Yes, Animorphs was a very popular book series in the 90s, and then eventually was turned into a really crappy TV series on Nickelodeon.
That's what I didn't know that, actually. I just know everyone on Twitter is always bringing up the books.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Animorphs was made into a TV series. Although I did know that it was a book series way before that. So
I should feel ashamed for laughing at that. Lazarus 101 says, "Rook you, Reggie."
Oh yeah, the Scooby-Doo thing, right? By the way, that's going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary in September. Holy crap.
Yep.
Okay, so Alien. I do have the article just for that. So here we go.
Oh yeah, Alien articles.
All right, so yeah, why don't you read this one, Decker? So Alien to celebrate 40th anniversary with official short films.
The Alien franchise is set to unveil 6 shorts, expanding upon the original continuity in celebration of the original film's 40th. So I guess I'll be reviewing all of those in one video. As surreal as it may seem, we're coming up on the 4-decade mark since moviegoers were relayed the ominously iconic tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream," and figured out that it actually means that even if they do, they generally don't care. That's right, director Ridley Scott's Alien, the game-changing film that for all intents and purposes created the sci-fi horror genre as we know it, is turning 40 this year, 25th of May specifically. To celebrate the milestone, 20th Century Fox is cooking up something special in the form of official short films. The Alien franchise will roll out a total of 6 shorts. Every time I say shorts, I keep thinking of just like boxer shorts of aliens.
Yes, Xenomorph shorts.
Each showcasing a unique story that's set in the... I guess it doesn't help that there's that butt right over here.
Now imagine all of the Xenomorphs wearing boxer shorts and singing that song.
Oh, jeez.
It's
actually kind of funny. I did see... I saw a video the other day of a Xenomorph dancing to the Thriller theme while in a bookstore.
The first 4 shorts will be unveiled at Emerald City Comic-Con in Seattle on Friday, the 15th of March, so that's yesterday, subsequently showing at C2E2 in Chicago on Saturday, the 23rd of March.
So as of the release of this article, so yeah, for any of you guys who are in Emerald City Comic-Con and actually saw this, then please let us know how it was. We are very curious.
Demon Orc on Twitch is asking, will Decker watch the Return of the Living Dead series? And that's one it's a big one that I really gotta get through.
Oh yeah, the Dead series is massive. I took a look into it myself, and it's not just the George Romero stuff. There's too many. There's like other remakes of the first and the second and the third that are not by George Romero. But
the Return of the Living Dead, that specific offshoot.
Oh man, that's
that's where it gets a lot of fun zombies.
Mm-hmm.
The final 2 offerings.
Real quick. Lazarus Soul 82 dropped $4.99 and said, "Decker, Greavy, Patricia, stuff, guys. You guys need to do a few summers of Gotham. It's a ridiculous horror of a series."
Oh, Gotham.
Gotham,
like the Batman Gotham.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
like the
Batman,
bathroom.
the TV series.
Oh, okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Also,
I
Jacob.
I know that's just
sorry.
the other Batman thing that you kind of brought up in the news, Patricia.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Jacob Parmley, my bad, sorry. Jacob Parmley dropped $2 and said, "Do you plan to ever review the Marvel movies? It's funny you should mention that."
The final two offerings will premiere at the end of the month at WonderCon on Saturday, the 30th of March, at the Anaheim Convention Center, where it will be followed by a panel with the directors. However, you need not attend the cons or suffer through grainy uploads to catch these alien shorts, since they are bound for IGN, where each one will premiere on a weekly basis, starting on Friday, the 29th of March. Okay, I know where I'm spending my, not money, but,
Yeah.
you know.
and expect IGN to give everything 7.8 out of 10 and says too much aliens.
Too much acid blood.
Too many aliens, too many predators.
Too
Soon
much broken down
2022.
too much broken down ships, too much whaling corporation.
Coming soon in 2022. Aliens versus Predator versus Terminator versus Freddy Krueger. This time, it's really, 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 really personal.
I mean, we could also throw in Jason Voorhees. He's in space.
I don't know. I mean, like, should I have gone with that, or should I have gone with, since I threw Freddy Krueger in there, I feel like I should have gone with "In Space, No One Can Hear You Dream."
Oh my god, yes. All of the
God.
yes. Okay, so
Goku's
Yes.
on BBC dropped $2 and said, "Creepy, loving your retrospective of Daria. Thank you."
Okay, so here's the official list of the Alien 40th Anniversary short films along with their synopsis and directors. Alien Alone. Hope, an abandoned crew member aboard the derelict chemical hauler, or Otranto, has spent a year trying to keep her ship and herself alive as both slowly fall apart. After discovering hidden cargo, she risks it all to power up the broken ship in search of human life. Written and directed by Noah Miller. Alien Containment. 4 survivors find themselves stranded aboard a small escape pod in deep space. Trying to piece together the details around the outbreak that led their ship's destruction, they find themselves unsure to trust whether or not one of them might be infected. That's not how... kinda, but it's impregnant, not...
What's in fucking side me? Side me! Side me! What's in fucking side me?
Alien Harvest. The surviving crew of a damaged deep space harvester have minutes to reach the emergency evacuation shuttle. A motion sensor is their only navigation tool, leading them to safety, while a creature in the shadows terrorizes the crew. However,
what could the creature be? Could it be a xenomorph? Nah, we want to shake things up a bit.
it's a cat! However, the greatest
it's
threat
Morris.
might have been hiding in plain sight all along. It's an android. Directed by Benjamin Howardsell. Alien Night Shift. This is the one that really is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh god.
When a missing space trucker is discovered hungover and disoriented, his co-worker suggests a nightcap as a remedy. Near closing time, they are reluctantly allowed inside a colony supply depot where the trucker's condition worsens, leaving a young supply worker alone to take matters into her own hands. Written and directed by Aiden. Alien Ore. As a hard-working miner of a planet mining colony, Lorraine longs to make a better life for her daughter and grandchildren. When her ship uncovers the death of a fellow miner under mysterious circumstances, Lorraine is forced to choose between escape or defying management orders and facing her fears to fight for the safety of her family. Written and directed by the Space Sisters. Alien Specimen. It's the night shift in a colony greenhouse, and Julie, a botanist, does her best to contain suspicious soil samples that have triggered her sensitive lab dog. Despite her best efforts, the lab unexpectedly goes into full shutdown, and she is trapped inside. Little does she know, an alien specimen has escaped the mysterious cargo, and the game of cat and mouse ensues as the creature searches for a host. Directed by Kelsey Taylor.
What could be the alien specimen? Oh wait, I did this joke. Okay.
Whew. Okay, I think we're about done with this article.
Okay, but you get the drift.
Oh,
Yeah, alien shorts.
yeah, I gotta buy me a pair of alien shorts.
I hope that you're referring to like the boxer shorts and not the shorts, but yeah. Alien. Okay, so everybody's basically saying Alien 2 Electric Boogaloo, even though that it's
The FBI says, funny you mentioned Five Nights at Freddy themes in Alien. Alien blackout anyone? So we covered that on a previous episode. Panic at the live stream, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh no, here we go. I think everybody's gonna start writing Alien subtitles. Anonymous Bastard says Alien Unveiling. Epic J6X9000 says Alien Regurgitation, which that's pretty much what it is.
Daniel DB631 says Alien Garbage Day.
No.
Oh boy.
And we have another one from Epic Jason X9000. Alien Back to the Hood. Because of course. Where else?
Alien X.
Jacob Kennedy says, we're waiting for a review of the My Life as a Teenage Robot Escape from Cluster Prime. Are you talking about me? That would be great. I've actually wanted to cover like more of the Nick movies. The ones that I have really covered in depth are the As Told by Ginger TV movies because I did We're in Between. But yeah, I would like to cover that because that's actually one of my favorites of the TV movies anyway. Alien, let's see. Oh god, no. D3NV1 says Alien Erection. No. No. Jacob Kennedy says Alien to the Future. Oh jeez. Okay, here we go. Alien titles, here we go. Have fun, everybody.
Okay.
Lazarus Soul 82 says Alien. Subtitles to annoy Patricia with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anonymous Bastard says Alien Rapture. Eddie Herta says Alien NATO. I think that's something that Decker needs to review. A tornado sucks up a bunch of xenomorphs, and then the tornado attacks people.
Oh god.
Okay, yeah, there's so much of them. Damon Payton says Alien versus Alien. This time it's personal. Okay, sure. Bruce Fitch, Alien, the first Avenger. Jacob Kennedy, 50 Shades of Alien. Lazarus Soul, Alien, Under the Sea. Under the Sea.
Didn't that happen at the end of AVP?
Sure, maybe that's the alternative title for the kiddies.
She didn't kill the xenomorph queen. She just got it like speared into something really heavy, knocked its ass into the sea, and you saw it was still alive. The alien queens, they're like, so maybe it's just like laying eggs down there, and now we got xenosharks to worry about in tornadoes.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, I'm going to pull out the next article while you guys have fun with your alien titles. Okay, so speaking of 20th Century Fox, now that we're on the subject of the Alien franchise, we all knew about this for a while now, that Disney was going to acquire the rights to 20th Century Fox, and now we have a date that they're going to do it at, which, yay! Disney sets March 20th. Yeah, I know. Disney sets March 20th, closing date for 21st Century Fox acquisition. Boy.
So I feel like I should just... I feel like I should just put in the end of all of my videos just owned by Disney for everything, just because it's eventually going to be true.
Yes, it is. Disney is going to own everything. Oh, you're drinking that bottle of Aquafina? It was by Disney. Oh, you're gonna sit down on this chair? Disney. Oh, you're gonna watch TV? Every single one of them is gonna be from Disney. So yeah, Disney's gonna own everything.
You're breathing the air. It's copyrighted by Disney.
Oh my god! All right, Creepy. It's your turn.
Oh boy, Demon Orc on Twitch is there like Alien Robo, Jacob Kennedy 2002 says Alien Sonic, Demon Orc goes back, Alien Bong, Alien Dong. Twitch is a fun place right now.
Yes, it is. Very fun. All right, yeah, it's your turn to read this one, Creepy.
Okay, should I read this one in my normal voice or the Skeletor voice?
Skeletor, it'll make things a lot less painful.
Okay. I'm waiting for the article to appear.
Oh. Damn you, Google, I did this already for you.
Like, I'm just sitting here and okay, here we go. Disney has set March 20th as the closing date for its acquisition of 21st Century Fox. Disney announced the formal closing process Tuesday morning, indicating that the company has received the last major approval for the deal from regulators in Mexico. For reasons.
Mexico. Goddamn.
Okay, I have to do this. The Nesting 100 says live and wired, episode 34. Hey, guess who bought us after the last show? Live and wired is now owned by Disney.
Okay, I want that title. Guess who bought Live and Wired?
Disney. The FBI says this chat has been copyrighted by Disney. Everything's owned by Disney. Okay, creepy, continue.
Where was I? Okay, Disney said current 21st Century Fox shareholders will have until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday to choose the amount of cash and Disney stock to receive in the $71.3 billion transaction. I should have gone into business instead of being an evil warlord. Disney said it expects the historic union of the two Hollywood pioneering studios to become effective at 12:02 a.m. Eastern Time on March 20th. The competition of the Disney 21st Century Fox deal also signals the emergence on March 19th of Fox Corporation, the new entity to emerge from the 21st Century Fox assets that Disney is not buying, as opposed to Cthulhu, which will emerge later.
Which by the way, Cthulhu is owned by Disney. I mean, I'm not gonna be joking. I mean, like, if you want to have a huge, monster cinematic universe, Godzilla, Disney, Gamera, Disney, King Kong, Disney, everything
what does
Disney.
He think about this? Anything? Nothing. Okay.
Oh boy.
Disney is also assuming about $13.8 billion in net debt from 20th Century Fox. I feel like they got the short end of the stick on that one.
Pretty much.
21st Century Fox shareholders will receive a mix of cash and stock valued at $38 a share in the Disney deal. Disney said last year when it announced the revised deal with Fox, after Comcast made an unsolicited run at 21st Century Fox, that it expects to pay about $35.7 billion in cash and issue 343 million new Disney shares to finance the transaction. Disney put a stock collar provision. I wish I knew what that was. We don't have those on Eternia. In the deal to adjust the stock exchange ratio if higher if Disney's share price dropped below $93.53. The 53 cents being the most important part. At the time of or lower of Disney shares surpassed $114.32. Again, the 32 cents being the most important. At the time of the deal closing. On Monday, Disney shares closed at $114.75. The 75 cents in that particular case was not what was important. It was the $114. The closing deal put a clear timeline on what is expected to be an industry-changing consolidation of media and entertainment assets under Disney umbrella. The integration of the companies is projected to lead to as many as 4,000 layoffs as overlapping operations are eliminated and resources are relocated to support Disney's top priority of launching the Disney Plus global streaming platform later this year. Disney has already outlined the leadership plan for its film and TV units. Emma Watts will continue in her role as vice chairman of 20th Century Fox, reporting to Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn. Fox Searchlight chiefs Nancy Utley, and Stephen Gilla, and Fox 2000 president of production Elizabeth Gabler will continue in their roles reporting to Horn. So basically, a bunch of people who already work there are going to keep working there, but they'll talk to someone else. In television, 20th Century Fox president Peter Rice shifts to the chairman of Walt Disney Television and co-chair of Disney's Media Networks unit, reporting to Disney chairman CEO Bob Iger. And I have a cat in my lap.
Well, of course. I mean, you're Skeletor. You're evil. You need to have a cat in your lap. It's tradition. I keep going.
She's licking my face. All right. I said go away, and you sat down. Who will oversee all aspects of Disney's worldwide television operations other than ESPN, which nobody watches? Fox's Dana Walden will shift to chairman of Disney Television Studios and ABC Entertainment. FX Newsworks' John Landgraf retains his perch, as does Gary Nell, will serve as chairman of National Geographic Partners. Walden, Landgraf, and Nell report to Rice. Last week, Disney recruited Warner Brothers TV alum Craig Hughes. I don't know these names. Hughes to serve as president of Disney Television Studios, reporting to Walden as well. Now that the deal closing is in sight, the nitty-gritty aspects and boring aspects, which I've just been reading for a while, of blending people and culture is about to begin, or has already started.
Give it up for Skeletor, everybody.
Oh, boy. Now, there were a whole bunch of things, and I was trying to work with the Restream Chat window over here, and now I had to reload it because everything was all frozen, so yay!
Yay! Now everybody on the chat is saying like everything's is going to be owned by Disney. So Midnight Wang Theater presented by Disney.
Yeah, that's what I remember seeing that I wanted to comment on, but then everything just got...
Chibi Thulu is going to be our Disney princess.
Oh no, John Ratsey says Decorate's hair has been copyrighted by Disney.
Well, I mean, it'll match the same hair as Merida from Brave, so sure. Let's see. The cat has been copyrighted by Disney. Yeah, we need to have a cat character, of course. I mean, there's Dinah, there's Gideon. We need to have a cat character, obviously.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, for those of you who don't know or haven't been paying attention, this is Tara. She is my cat.
Tara?
Or she lives here.
Wait.
Floor. Tara.
Excuse me, son.
Yeah, wrong cat.
Wrong cat. No, this is Floor. She lives here, and she has commandeered my lap.
All right.
I think me speaking as Skeletor freaked her out, so she came over here to investigate and make sure I was okay. Because she, when she heard me talk, she was sitting over on the couch. When she heard me talking like Skeletor, she just kind of raised up and was like, "The hell is going on?"
Oh my god. All right. Scott Duncan says, Decker, plans on reviewing Ultraman the next movie since you did DBZ Evolution and Kamen Rider the first / Kamen Rider the next.
Ultraman would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
There's the things I'm not the most familiar with Ultraman. It's kind of like I'm not the most familiar with Dragon Ball, but I still managed to... You don't need to be too familiar with Dragon Ball to figure out what's wrong with Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah, pretty much. Dragon Ball Evolution, that train wreck. The very one that actually got Toriyama to say, you know what, America, you're screwing up my franchise. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods, and Resurrection F, and I'm going to bring up Dragon Ball Super, and now we have the Broly movie, and maybe a new Dragon Ball series, and, So that just goes to show you how much a franchise that had been dormant for a long time, and then America comes along and says, hey, here's our version, and then he's like, nope.
We've heard this story before. The same thing happened with Godzilla.
Yeah, pretty much. America made their version. Toho was like, nope. We're going to have, Godzilla, Mothra, and Ghidorah, and, giant monsters all out attack. We're going to pretend that Zilla doesn't exist, and it's a weakling, and yeah.
All right, FBI says, hey, Decker, I found some disturbing stuff in your history. How do live stream YouTube? Yeah, it's a little difficult. I was kind of trying to just figure out things real quick. Just still not exactly on point. But hey, we're going. We're still live, technically.
Yeah. Anthony Hudak says, will you discuss the Godzilla news? There's not really that much new information about the new Godzilla movie yet, so we're going to save that for another time. Scott Duncan says, the summer of Trekkies and the Trekkers, a.k.a. the summer of Star Trek. the movies, including The Next Generation and the new Kelvin timeline.
Oh boy.
How familiar are you with Star Trek?
Not so much. I watched quite a bit of The Next Generation, but not... I watched a bit of The Next Generation, watched a little bit less of the original series, watched quite a bit of Voyager, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm quite familiar with Star Trek because my dad is a huge Star Trek fan. He's actually watching the new Star Trek series on CBS Access, so he sees it every.
Because I had no fucking idea what was going on in Dragon Ball, my fiance has recently said, "Okay, that's it. You're watching Dragon Ball." And now when I go to bed, she's like, "Okay, then," and I've been watching like from the start, from the original series. I've been watching through Dragon Ball, and I'm like, "Huh, it took them 12 episodes to summon Shenron." Huh. Okay, that's a lot faster than I was expecting.
Yeah. Oh, it took you like 5. It took you like 9 episodes to defeat Frieza when he said there was about 5 minutes until Namek was going to be destroyed.
That's Z. I'm not there yet. I got like 5 seasons of the first show. Series
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
By the way, by the way, I would recommend watch Kai. It's going to be a lot quicker, first of all.
I still love watching the original Dragon Ball series, knowing what I know of the newer stuff, and it's like they introduce Krillin. He's this major rival for Goku. It's like, Krillin, yeah, okay.
You haven't even gotten to the Red Ribbon Army.
Oh, no, I haven't. I do remember seeing a little bit about that years ago when I saw a couple episodes of Dragon Ball. I believe I saw some stuff with the Red Ribbon Army, but that's all. There's like a ninja whose name meant purple in Japanese.
Yeah. So yeah, what you're going to expect when you look at the Dragon Ball series is that a lot of names from Toriyama's characters, especially in Dragon Ball, involves with a lot of puns. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It's really a lot of pun. Oh,
Robert Wilson dropped $2. He said, "I posted a super chat you guys missed." Okay, scrolling up.
Yep, scrolling up.
Also, I was a little taken by surprise when fucking Gamera showed up in Dragon Ball. Do you remember this?
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, I found it. I think this is it. Oh, yeah, here it is. I found it. For $5, Robert Wilson, he said, "Decker, when were you going to review Stop or My Mother Will Shoot, starring Sylvester Stallone and Estelle Getty?"
Oh, that's one where it's like, I know I'm going to love the movie, but I'm trying to fit it in the schedule. Like, okay, I got this set up here, this set up there. Where does Stallone fit in here? Come on! I want to see this. So bad.
Yeah. And I know that movie was panned by critics, so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I technically just reviewed a movie that was also panned by critics, but for different reasons. But that's currently sitting in a bit of a weird spot. I uploaded the review already, but then it was hit with copyright, and I put a dispute, and then it was like, immediately, actually, that went through, like, yay, and then it was immediately hit with an automatic, by the way, this is not fucking suitable for advertisers. I'm like, but come on, I did a whole bunch of editing, and this is actually a lot tamer than my usual reviews because of the subject matter.
So yeah. Is this what we were talking about in private, like, earlier in the week, I think it was?
Yes,
or
yes, that.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering why things had been quiet on your channel, so it's like you're actually having the same problem that I was. I posted my Daria season 4 review today, and it was immediately, like before I could even finish hitting post, it was copyright blocked, like blocked worldwide. No one could watch it, and and let me think. Oh, and they didn't even bother sending me the copyright notification via email.
I love that one.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like I was like, I checked my email and I saw nothing from YouTube. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is working out great. For once, this video is blocked worldwide.
Yeah,
not in the email.
Got a new follower on Mixer, Disloyal Fan 1277, and they say, "Hi, hello, Disloyal Fan. Very, very confusing name, but welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I trust me, Creepy. I know what it's like to be blocked worldwide by Viacom. I've had so many of my videos blocked by Viacom for years that I barely could upload anything. I remember one time in which, okay, it was like a few months ago, and I was doing my Christmas video, and I had to re-edit everything, making sure it was YouTube friendly 10 times. I'm not even joking. 10 times I had to I uploaded the video, then it said blocked worldwide. Then I had to re-edit it. Then I uploaded again, blocked worldwide. It took me like a half a day in order for YouTube to say, okay, we'll let you off the hook for now. So yeah, Viacom sucks when it comes to uploading stuff on YouTube.
Oh, and here's another fun fact. The only reason, according to YouTube, that it was blocked was because of one episode. The series finale.
Oh my god!
No, not
really?
the series. Sorry, season finale, not series.
Oh.
Not the fourth season finale. The fact that there was footage of that episode. That's the reason why it was blocked.
Oh my god!
But yeah, it's like I've had a similar thing with the Halloween review that recently went up. It got immediately hit with a copyright claim right away, and I had the dispute going. So yeah, I wasn't getting any kind of ad revenue for it. But after a few days, nothing had moved. So I figured, okay, well, that's going to take months for them to release it. So I'm just going to put it up now. And after I put it up that day, then they come back with a rejection and block it again, and then people can't see it, and then I have to go back with a further appeal of that to get it just so people can see it again. So yeah, that's been fun.
Yeah, sounds like a blast.
Godzilla fanboy 9108 says they removed creepy Scooby-Doo retrospective of the 2002 movie.
I need to look at that.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos that I had that I didn't even know was blocked until like a while after. I think I did a Veterans Day episode of Hey Arnold, and then someone was asking me, hey, what happened to that? It's like, what are you talking about? And then I looked it up. It's like, oh, it's blocked, of course. And then I was like, oh, but I like that one. It's like, well, don't blame me, blame Viacom. They blocked it.
Static Infamy says Decker review A Clockwork Orange, and honestly, that would be a lot easier to edit around than what I just reviewed. So, that's doable.
Real quick, John Ratsey says, I dare both Decker and Creepy to review the show Supernatural.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember Supernatural, and I can't. I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Heroes.
Yeah, Supernatural was the TV series that started in the fall of 2005. It was about the Winchester brothers, Sam and Dean, who travel around the country, usually the Midwest, but sometimes, a little bit further towards the coastlines.
New York and L.A.
Yeah, investigating supernatural phenomenon.
Yeah, and I'm sure some people would know it nowadays because of Scooby Natural, the movie that came out a few years ago.
Which I reviewed last year. So
yes.
Okay, and Deadly Striker on Mixer is like, hi, internet personality with the best hair, and then pizza. I think they're wondering whether or not I'm actually paying attention to the comments on Mixer.
I could go for some pizza. If anybody is willing to give me pizza, then that'd be awesome. Omega Gaming gave us $5 saying, good to see you live again. Just a question because it's been bugging me. Who is the Mini Myers from the Halloween reviews? And it's good to be back.
Mini Myers?
Mini Myers?
You mean Wheelchair Myers?
Yeah, I was. Are they talking about the Wheelchair Myers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's generally what I scripted her as. That's my fiance.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of funny because as soon as she, in the summer of Halloween, when I got the outfit together and I dressed her up as Michael Myers and we started doing all the little bits together, some of the first comments were, Decker, Michael Myers was never in a wheelchair. What are you doing? You got a wheelchair just for Michael Myers, and you stupid. He's never been in a wheelchair in any Halloween movie. And I'm thinking, he's also always been a him, but...
Sure.
I mean, I don't know, in a weird way, it's kind of flattering that someone thought you would go through that much trouble.
Although it's kind of interesting because remember we were talking about like the Crow remake about a year ago.
So, it actually, the thing was, the whole reason I started going out with her was to get her dressed as Michael Myers, because I was that convinced that Michael Myers had been in a wheelchair.
That is a very interesting thing.
Patricia, excuse you.
I'm sorry. I was naughty. I'm sorry. Michael Myers
Ladies
should
and
never
gentlemen, Patricia was naughty.
Yes, I'm naughty. I should be ashamed of myself. All right, well, naughtiness aside, let's go over to the next bit of news. I think we should go back to the news of Sonic because I think it's been long enough. So let's talk about. Yay, I know. Okay, so let's go over that trailer, shall we? Because even though that they were going to say that it was going to be revealed on South by Southwest, apparently somebody actually did see the trailer, like even before, like it was like leaked or something, and it's going to be interesting. So here we go. Okay. Report. New Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer imminent. Features Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio. Because 90s, apparently.
Oh, God.
According to a new report, a brand spanking new Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer is dropping very soon, and will, interestingly enough, feature Coolio's 1995 hip-hop track Gangsta's Paradise, because Coolio and Sonic just make so much sense. The report comes way of YouTuber Dreamcast Guy via Reset Era during a new episode of Spawncast Podcast, who claims to have seen the trailer a few weeks ago while it was still in the editing process. According to the YouTuber, the trailer was about 50 seconds long, what will provide a meaty look at the movie and the Blue Hedgehog. Unfortunately, it will not feature Jim Carrey's Robotnik at all, which that was the one thing I really wanted to see.
See, now the thing is, I know about Dreamcast Guy, and I know about Spawnwave and the Spawncast, so I'm thinking, damn, I could have maybe just sent him a message and asked him if he wanted to come on Live and Wired for a little bit to say his part. Because I've got questions! Oh yes, Jacob Kennedy 2002 has it right. He says, no, Crush 40 is the only Sonic band.
Yes, thank you. You've corrected the world's problems.
Real quick, Omega Gaming dropped $2 and said Decker has a Myers kink confirmed. Also, God Sonic.
Oh my God, I regret everything.
This is us. This is us.
Okay. The trailer also reportedly demonstrated the movie's humor, which Dreamcast Guy describes as having a very buddy cop movie vibe to it. Lastly, while
I wouldn't call that a good thing.
Yeah. Unless it was Lethal Weapon or Rush Hour, then Sonic the Hedgehog with a guy and it's like a buddy cop movie. Okay. Lastly, while the YouTuber admits the live-action Sonic doesn't look great, he claims that running around in the movie, or at least the trailer, the character will look better. Oh yeah, sure, he looks better when he's running around so you can't see him. And that the leaks that made the rounds last Monday are a bad representation of what the character will look like in the film, which we did show the pictures. According to Dreamcast Guy, the trailer is imminent, which seems to suggest that during Sega's special Sonic panel at South by Southwest this coming Saturday, which
is today and happened several hours ago.
And it didn't happen. Of course, none of this has been confirmed since we are in deep leak and rumor territory at this point, so any leak is probably best to take with a grain of salt, which in this case, take it with a quart of salt, and the next one that we'll be talking about, take it with a gallon of salt. That said, this is some hyper-specific information which seems to suggest it's accurate, but who knows? Sonic the Hedgehog is poised to be released on November 8th, 2019 for more coverage on the live-action movie, which we already discussed about a couple of times, so we're not going to. Yay. Oh, boy. Gangster's Paradise in Sonic the Hedgehog. Beautiful. But that's the least of this movie's problems.
Yeah. Feline Comrade says the 2010s was 80s nostalgia, and we're preparing for the 2020s, so it's going to be 90s nostalgia now. And I'm so sad!
We've been already going through the 90s nostalgia for a while now. I mean, I know that a lot of people who were born in the 2000s are saying, like, why can't it be like the 2000s nostalgia? Where's that? And trust me, I see this all the time.
It'll come. Yeah, don't worry.
I know,
if people can be nostalgic for the 90s, they sure as hell can be nostalgic for the 2000s.
Yeah.
Also, Deadly Striker is I think that they're trying to hurt me. They keep saying that the new Predator was awesome, especially the heat vision placement and effects. And I'm just like,
We are gathered here today to give honors to Decker Shadow, who died of a heart attack and aneurysm because somebody said something nice about the Predator movie.
oh, Anonymous Crime says Shadow the Hedgehog movie when, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't misplace the H there. I'm pretty that Shadow
They
the
did it
Hedgehog.
on purpose. They did
And
it
I
on
would
purpose.
really like that just because it was so. What I know, Shadow the Hedgehog, the standalone game. Everyone always will say just how much the gameplay was like. What the fuck? It tried to do some stuff gameplay wise, could be kind of interesting with the branching paths and the multiple endings, but at the same time, just trying to slog through the game is a bit of a ordeal. And the concept of, hey, let's take this kid's character and give him a fucking gun, now he can go around and shoot aliens and shit. The whole thing is like, who got how high and pitched this, and how high was everyone else at the time? And it just still somehow managed to get shipped like that. But something about it, it's just something about the Shadow the Hedgehog game that I just love, because it's just so insane. And I'm just thinking, I would probably really like a Shadow the Hedgehog movie.
Oh man, it's gonna be so much angst. It's gonna make Final Fantasy VII Advent children look like Barney the dinosaur.
This is who I am!
We got $5 from Omega Gaming. It says Nintendo creates a good in real life Pokemon movie. Sega, hey, we can do that too. Internet, for the love of God, don't.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Brandon Kilgore says, now I want a Big the Cat and Froggy movie. No, nobody wants that.
I kind of do.
People are complaining about the Sonic
I want
movie.
a Big the Cat and Froggy movie.
Oh, you're just trolling me, Decker.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, if they can get John St. John in the movie and occasionally he would say like some Duke Nukem lines as Big the Cat, then I will be happy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Feline Comrade says Shadow the Hedgehog movie equals furry Sim City. And that's like, yes! Yes! I want this for some reason!
I'm like, no, this sounds like a terrible idea.
I'm going to donate to its Kickstarter, okay? Oh, God.
Right now.
This is where we've gone. This is where we've gone, and there's no turning back.
I hate everything. Okay. Let's see. Tyshawn Anderson says, hey, Decker, check out Maniac Cop with Bruce Campbell, 1988 slasher.
Oh, yeah. I did watch that once with my fiancée, because it was something that was on, and I was like, hey, here's something that everyone's always told me that I should seriously check out. And yes, I should seriously review that sometime. It's not like put together like a modern kind of movie with all here. It's not as formulaic, I guess you could say, where you understand, here's the character's introduction, here's how the problem's being introduced, here's going to be the conflict, here's the resolution, here's the happy ending. It's much more of just a kind of monster movie, where bad thing appears, shit's going bad, people are dying, resolution. It's a very kind of gritty, just filmed at the seat of their pants kind of movie, and it's interesting, but it's not really something that's particularly easy to follow, even though it's not much going on.
Now we got some more ideas. I want a good Chaos Chronicler says, I want a good Doom movie, and I am tempted to pitch my idea for it. Darth Necrosis says, next thing we'll get is a live-action Shrek movie. Don't tempt it, by the way. Shrek is actually apparently going to be remade by Illumination, one of the guys from Illumination Studios, apparently.
Oh,
and, God, I can imagine Shrek with minions. Ugh, it sickens me. And I actually curious. Like, the whole point of Shrek was, when Jeffrey Katzenberg was kind of like doing like the anti-Disney, like making fun of it, like doing a whole bunch of jokes about it. And, Disney kind of like makes jokes about itself nowadays with, pointing out the tropes that it used to have with its classic movies and the twist villains and stuff. So I'm actually curious how Shrek is going to do that now. I mean, are they going to go traditional? I'm not sure.
Patricia, Epic Jason X9000 has a link in the chat saying they have an article you guys can check out. Looking at the URL, it seems to be talking about how id Software has come out to point out specifically that they were not involved in the movie Doom Annihilation.
I'll definitely take a look into that. I'm going to actually go there right now. So thank you for sharing that, Epic Jason X9000.
But yeah, Doom Annihilation, it's got kind of the feel of a Hellraiser sequel. Where it's just come out of nowhere, it's direct to video, and it does not look remotely good.
I'm actually really upset that, most video game movies kind of suck. Especially in more recent years. I was really looking forward to that Ratchet and Clank movie until I was told that it actually is terrible. And I was like, damn it, because that was the one thing I really wanted to see good. But unfortunately, it's still to this day going through the Super Mario Brothers movie curse, in which every single one after that just turned out to be incredibly either mediocre or terrible. I mean, sure, we have occasional gems, but it's like the exception than the rule. Anyway, I found it. Here we go. So thank you once again, Epic. Epic Jace X Jace9000. So thank you very much for the article. So let's see. I read the last one. I did. I think I did. So I did the Sonic the Hedgehog one. So yeah, Decker, you can do the id Software apparently not involved with Doom Annihilation. So go ahead.
So that Doom Annihilation trailer that seemed rather rough, didn't it? Not the best way to try and bring people back from the 2005 film starring The Rock, is it? Apparently, we weren't the only ones with mixed feelings. As some of you already know, not long after the trailer went live, a fan on Twitter asked both id Software and the official Doom Twitter accounts what their reactions were to the Annihilation trailer. The Doom Twitter account had this to say: "We're not involved with the movie." Yeah. Opinions on the apparent quality of the film aside, the fact that id Software isn't involved in the film is kind of a red flag, since why would you not involve the guys who created the game when making your film? But who knows? The teaser was literally 30 seconds long, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it's just too brief a snippet to properly gauge the film. Written and directed by Tony from SWAT Under Siege, Doom Annihilation stars Amy Manson from Atlantis, Dominic Monaghan from Ophelia, Luke Allen Gale from Dominion, and Nina Bergman from The Car Road to Revenge. The film is scheduled for a fall 2019 release.
I didn't even know about this movie at all. This was a surprise.
Well, it just kind of came out of nowhere with the 30-second teaser, and it just... it's only 30 seconds, but the guns look like... when you have a gun in a sci-fi movie kind of thing, there are certain ways to make it look gunny. You take a gun, you put some extra shit on it, and it looks kind of gunny. That's kind of what they did in Starship Troopers 2. You put too much shit on... Or Starship Troopers 1. You put too much shit on it, and you end up with Starship Troopers 2, where it's just this light bright kind of thing that looks ridiculous. The gun that they had in the trailer that they showcased, look, it looks like a fucking trash can. A trash can with a trigger on it.
Goody. We have two $5 comments from Omega Gaming. One of them is how to make a good Doom movie. Hire the guys who made Hardcore Henry, give it a Doom-style hood, and give this man a shotgun.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Furthermore, the zombies. The zombies, dear fucking God, how do you keep fucking zombies up in Doom movies? I mean...
we're going to be on this for a while. I can tell Decker has his angry voice out.
I got things to say!
Well, trust me. If he got things to say, he gonna say it.
So, zombies in Doom movies. For some strange reason, you always end up with the scientist lab coat man with the gray painted face with a little blood on his lip who goes at you. Have you ever played a Doom game? You know, there's zombies in Doom games, lots of them. They don't act like that. Zombies in Doom games, very little simple kind of thing. You have in the original Doom series, you had the first two Dooms, you had the Zombie Man and the Zombie Sergeant. Zombie Man has a pistol, Zombie Sergeant has a shotgun, they go and just try and fucking shoot you. Doom 3, you had more traditional zombies, but they were very slow. You'd peek around a room with them, point at a flashlight, and then be right there, and you have to put the flashlight away, be blind, hope you remember where he is while you're shooting. There you go, take out a zombie. The quick running little shit that they do like House of the Dead movie style is like, what the hell are you doing? And the fucking Doom, the new 2016 Doom, that also had sort of zombies. They were possessed. They generally didn't have a fucking face. They looked emaciated and demonic and all kinds of, like, one giant whole eye thing, and they weren't very fast. They weren't very intimidating. They existed as a masked version of a health pickup in the middle of a fight. You're fighting the guys that are an actual difficult thing to take care of, and then occasionally go over there, punch them to a glory kill, and then rip them apart, suck up the health, and then continue the real fight. It's simple, but you get these cheap little indie film looking zombie motherfuckers, and you're calling it Doom. You get me fucking talking like this is what you do.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird. It's like, which Doom are they basing this on? Because if it's based off of Doom 2016, because that's the newest Doom as of the, the release of this episode of Live and Wire, because the other Doom hasn't been out yet. So if that's the case, then there shouldn't be those kind of zombies if that's what the trailer shows. I don't know. Anyway, the second $5 comment from Omega Gaming says, off topic, but if you were a movie villain, then what would your thing be? Power, backstory, and who would be the hero that you would fight?
I would just have the villain monologue. That would actually be my only power.
Yep. Decker as a villain, his power is talking. Is just
I would probably be incredibly over analytical and plan everything, and I would probably come up with like a rhetorical one-liner, and it's like, if they try to stop me, I'll be like, I already knew you were coming. And then, like a whole bunch of guards will be surrounding it. And the hero, I don't know, like,
I think mine would be an overly complicated backstory that I have to get into anytime it comes up. Like, I have to read the whole Wikipedia article link backstory of my villain and how I became a supervillain anytime it even is remotely hinted at. Complete with flashbacks and
yes, you need to have the flashbacks, and it needs to be at least about like 1/3 of the movie. Flashbacks talking about the villain, and it's very tragic, and it's supposed to be like all sympathetic and complicated and stuff. Like it's like a Kingdom Hearts story.
Yeah, but then by the time you've seen it like the 5th, 6th, 20th time, everybody's sick. Like I can just imagine. Like actually, as far as who the heroes we would fight, let's fight the Power Rangers. Like all three of us, we're the three main bad guys in a Power Rangers series. Decker's thing is that he monologues constantly. Patricia's thing is that she is the analyst and planner, and my thing is that I have the tragic backstory.
Sure.
Also,
all right, we got some more comments. So Omega Gaming gave us another $5 saying the reason the zombies were so sluggish was because they were normal humans corrupted by the well. How dare you not know this? JK, love you, BBY.
I'm not saying that the zombies in the game were bad. I'm saying that they had a certain way about going about them, but the zombies in Doom Annihilation just come off like generic indie film fast zombies. Like, hey, let's get some extras, paint them gray, give them a little stage blood, and go at
it. We have a £5 comment from Ivan Knight.
Oh, God.
Says, hi, Decker. How's it going? Just watched Winter Soldier again. Still the best film in the MCU.
That reminds me, I did not go out to see Alita Battle Angel. We got too many things going on, and it was just getting all crazy, so we never actually went to go see it. We still need to. Need to. I know that's not in the MCU, but it's a thing that was said. I got a nice little thing on there.
Decker, is your finger trying to scold someone or vibrate into another universe?
I like to think that I'm just going to eventually just turn into pure rage energy.
Decker's final form.
Let's see. We got a $2 comment from Batboy52 who says, "What up, boys?" with a Z. So, Decker and Creepy, how are you doing?
Pretty good, though. I see Darth Necrosis says they'd love to see Creepy Thulu fight Gamera, and I'm wondering, is that when Creepy and Chibi Thulu do the fusion dance?
Yes. Yes. Creepy Thulu. Or should it be Chibi Creepy?
Anthony,
I'm gonna go with Creepy.
Anthony Hudak's asking will I do a reaction video, and it's a bit past when Alita Battle Angel came out. I like to do my reaction reviews as close to the release day as possible. It's just, I don't know. If it's taken that long, I feel like it really should be a long form review. That's just me.
Sure. Omega Gaming gave us another $2 saying, "Unpopular opinion: Captain Marvel sucked eggs." I have not seen Captain Marvel, so
neither have I. So
I haven't seen it either. As far as I can tell from the negative reviews and the positive reviews, it seems like it's about a 3 out of 5 film.
Sure, that's fine. All right, then. So let's go over to our next article. So we're going to take a break from the Sonic. You know, trust me, we're going to save the best for last. So, or the best, I mean the worst, but you know what I'm saying. All right. So let's go over to some game news. We haven't gotten about games in a while. So not really much in terms of like video games, but this one I actually did find and I thought it was pretty hilarious. So a lot of people had talked. Before I talk about that, $2 from Richard McPherson. Hey Decker, any chance of doing the Summer of Saw?
Summer of Saw. I need another summer for that. There's so many things to review, and only so many summers in my life. Damn it! I need to get some really good medical technology going, get some nanomachines, because I really have a lot of things to review and. It's like I'm going to do that for my whole life. It's like, damn, that's not enough time.
You just don't.
It is
just
the year 2121, and Decker Shadow is still reviewing movies on the internet,
and still has not done the Summer of Saw.
Still has not done the Summer of Saw.
Jeez. All right, so video games, yeah. So there's one that really kind of stuck out to me. That it was kind of funny that I was surprised that they're still continuing this. So next one is No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky Beyond coming to PlayStation 4. I'm still surprised that they're still doing No Man's Sky content.
So is that like another DLC expansion thing or a new game?
Yeah, it says the next chapter. So is this a sequel?
Revamps online experience. Okay, so it's still the same game that built on top and on top and on top.
But it says No Man's Sky Beyond, so you're gonna have stuff there. You know, instead of just wandering around and just doing the same thing over and over again, is there gonna be like a plot? Maybe a boss? Like a regular video game? I don't know, but I'm surprised that
I'm just wondering if it's actually going to be able to run on my computer again, because as bad as it was at launch, at least it did launch on my computer. I can't ever play the damn game anymore. They're like, the new patches would make it so much better. I'm like, well, I wouldn't fucking know.
Okay, so a horror fan of YouTube says the summer of taking a break.
That was like last summer, wasn't it? Oh no, 2 summers ago. 2 summers ago.
Yeah. Omega Gaming gave us another $5 saying, talking of games, opinions of Sea of Thieves. Coming the 20th, we are seeing the mega update. In my opinion, I'm hyped as hell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, neat. Let's see. Miss D. Jessa says, Decker Shadow, by the way, greetings from Finland. I liked your review of Dark Floors.
Kiitos.
Okay, so so No Man's Sky. Here we go. So, Creepy, it's your turn to read this one.
Do I do this in Skeletor's voice again, or just a normal voice? How about what's his name? The movie guy voice. Hello, everyone.
Oh, you mean the Frank? Like you're talking about the Frank Langella version?
Right.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Hello, everyone. We know that there is a lot of hunger out there for news and updates on No Man's Sky. We wanted to share some information from behind the scenes. Our next chapter will be called No Man's Sky Beyond, because we're really, really hoping people will somehow confuse it with Batman Beyond. Coming summer 2019. Each chapter for No Man's Sky has been more successful than the last. Thanks to our community, our large release last year, Next was especially so. It went on to bring enjoyment to millions of new players, and it helped to change the legacy of the game we care so much about. I call bullshit on that last part. Earlier this year, while working on our roadmap of the 3 future updates and using MapQuest to point check, we decided we wanted to interweave the features and had a vision for something much more impactful. We are excited to announce that Beyond will contain these 3 major updates rolled into one large free release that will take approximately 26 hours for you to download. The first component of Beyond we are announcing today is No Man's Sky Online, which is basically the same game as before. No Man's Sky Online includes a radical new social and multiplayer experience which empowers players everywhere in the universe to meet and play together.
Like in the universe in game or the actual universe? Because if it's the second, I'm really excited, actually.
While this brings people together like never before and has many recognizable online elements, we don't consider No Man's Sky to be an MMO. It would have to be decent for that. It won't require a subscription, won't contain microtranslations, and will be free for all existing players until we decide to take that last part away by charging people. Beyond will be our most ambitious. Oh, wait. These changes. I lost my place. These changes are an answer to how we have seen people playing since the release of Next, and is something we've dreamt of for a long time. We will talk more about each component when we know we can be precise and actually understand what the hell we're doing, and look forward to sharing more in the coming weeks. Beyond will be our most ambitious chapter so far, and something we've been working ridiculously hard on. Very, very hard on. We'll continue to support No Man's Sky in this way for the foreseeable future, which means we'll be doing jack all. It's unexpected, but so rewarding to see so many accolades and nominations for No Man's Sky as best ongoing or most evolved this year. For some
well, that's what happens when the game you launch has nothing.
To some, Next may have felt like a natural endpoint for our journey, but for us, it was another step on a longer voyage that we got horribly lost on. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you, Frank Langella.
Okay, Southern Yankee says, creepy, do a Midnight Wank Theater in that voice.
I was actually sitting here thinking to myself as I read that, I wonder if I should do reviews in this voice.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so if any of you guys still want to, continue the No Man's Sky journey, then get it on the PlayStation 4 this summer. But...
Well, I mean, I have it on PC, and at the same time, as much as I could talk shit about No Man's Sky, there's a legitimate chance I'm going to play that versus Dead or Alive 6, which just came out, I believe. And it's the latest in a series of games that I do really enjoy. But I can't really get behind this one because it's like $60 for the game, and the Season Pass 1. So you know there's going to be more Season Passes. In the previous game, there were like 4 or 5 or 7 of them, and they were all around this price as well. Season Pass 1 It's $93.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm like, I feel like I should wait like 3 years to pick this game up at a 95% off sale. So maybe I can get it for like 70 or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. We have a comment from Gasman who says, "Hey Decker, I've been watching you for a year or more, I believe, and I've been loving your videos ever since. You're by far the best reviewer I've watched. Also, what conditioner and shampoo do you use?"
I use herbal essences for long hair.
Very nice. All right. So, oh geez, Commander Vex says, "Which is worse, the Sonic movie or Doom Annihilation?"
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you see, the first Doom movie was already kind of So, I mean, it has its charm for being a bad movie and fun in that way. And I'm sure Doom Annihilation is going to have its low budget, straight to DVD trash charm, but it's not going to have the higher budget to actually kind of respect the source material kind of thing going on. So it's going to be. I feel like the comparison to the Hellraiser straight to DVD sequels is a pretty apt one because, as nice as it might be in its own little world, as a representative of a much larger franchise that people really like, it's really not going to hold up. So, Sonic movie, there hasn't really been much in terms of Sonic movies. The last Sonic movie we got was over 2 decades ago, and it was maybe 3 decades ago. 2 decades. 2 decades.
2 decades ago. It came out in '95, and I think it was like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which was anime.
animated.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, but
animated.
it wasn't regarded as a great film, and it was really confusing in its own right. So that's what the Sonic movie is kind of going up against in its own franchise. But at the same time, it seems like a really funny buddy cop movie. Does not strike me as very fitting for a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Mhm.
Also, I remember that was the one with Mecha Sonic in it as the like main / secondary antagonist.
Yeah,
depending on how
yeah.
you rank Doctor.
I guess it makes a lot of
Dr.
sense because Sonic CD was like really one of the most recent movies at the time. I mean, not video games. Sonic, yeah, the Mecha Sonic was like a recent like bad guy, and I know Sonic 3 was already out, but that's when they think they try to like push Mecha Sonic into like a much more threatening antagonist because you only had Robotnik, and that was pretty much it.
Right.
I mean, Knuckles too, but it turned out that Knuckles was just a good guy. Let's see.
It is
Okay.
funny when I look back and I'm like, you know what? These damn new Sonic things. Every time a new Sonic thing comes out, they introduce another new character. No one cares about new characters. That's not like it was in the past. In the past, we had Sonic the Hedgehog, and it had Sonic the Hedgehog. And then the second game came out, and, well, they added a new character there. But that doesn't matter because in the third game, they added another new character. But then in Sonic... Big the Cat. Oh, shit. Well, I can't think of a Sonic game they made that they didn't have a new character in, so I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, they tend to do that for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sonic CD, I think, was when they introduced Rose to the
Rose, yes. Amy Rose, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She was introduced in Sonic CD, I believe.
Yeah, she
That's
was.
what I said. I said Sonic CD.
Oh, I thought you were still saying Adventure. I'm confused by the chat. Deadly Strikers tell me to read a paragraph, and I'm like, what paragraph? I missed it. Because I'm looking at the Restream Chat, and it's just mixing all of the chat together. Like, Jacob Kennedy's there on Twitch saying it's going up against fucking Sonic Sat AM. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so. Yeah. And it's all the YouTube chat, like, I'm like, okay. So, I have no idea. I missed something on Mixer, and I have no clue what it is. Yay. I'm a streamer.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I'm going to pull out the next article. So this is one I'm actually looking forward to discussing about. So let me just pull that out real quick. The trailer for the upcoming Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles So I heard about this and I was like, that sounds like a really good idea because I think they did have a comic book series off of them.
They did.
And
It was like a one shot, I want to say.
yeah, it was a one shot, and now they're actually going to make a movie off of it because we need to make another Batman movie because we haven't done one of those in a while. So here we go.
Darth Necrosis says pretty soon they'll end up making a Bubsy movie. They already had a TV series for one episode?
Yeah, it was the pilot, and it was so bad that they never did it again. As well as the Battletoads pilot that did it only once, and they never did it again.
Right. Okay. Should I read this one?
I think I haven't read in a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, go ahead, Decker. It's your turn.
Go ahead.
But, Creepy, can you keep an eye on the Mixer chat just in case Deadly Striker gets done typing up his thing?
I am watching the chat.
Well, you're watching on YouTube, though.
I'll watch the chat. So who
Yeah,
am I
but,
looking for? Darth Necrosis?
No, Deadly Striker on Mixer.
Deadly Striker. Okay, Mixer. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have Mixer, so...
Okay, well, I'll just try and keep my peripheral vision, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
It was a comic crossover event for the ages, and now it's an animated movie. In Ew's exclusive first trailer for Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, inspired by the story, Okay, I just saw everything move up for a second, and now it's like, okay, no, there's no Mixer chat there, okay. Inspired by the story arc from comic book writer James Tynion 4 and artist Freddie Williams 2. Geez, even the workers are sequels. The famous half-shelled katana-twirling pizza lovers head to Gotham City, but their arrival doesn't initially merit a warm welcome from the rumored supernatural bat creature in the town known as Batman. Which, I think they did actually have a supernatural bat creature at one point. The feature-length film from director Jake Castorena and screenwriter Marley Harlpern-Grazer sees the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tracking Shredder to Gotham City, where the villain teams up with Ra's al Ghul and other members of the Dark Knight's Rogues Gallery to enact a mysterious plot. Just like another V movie between two superheroes, these sets of good guys may throw a few punches at each other before realizing there's a far more real enemy lurking in the shadows.
And then eventually they'll find out that, both of their mothers' names are Martha.
In the comics, the worlds of Batman and the TMNT collide through a dimensional warp. For the film, it was through a massive collaboration between Warner Brothers Animation, Nickelodeon, and DC. But that's actually what happens in the storyline of the world. Like, we see them come together in the cartoon, like, okay, Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, DC, let's just...
Yeah, DC. So we're going to have Superman interacting with Doug, and we're going to have Scooby-Doo interacting with Wonder Woman. And then maybe Porkchop will interact with Crypto.
Oh, God. With Batman
that is your universe, everybody. You're welcome.
With Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Troy Baker, a voice actor from video games Batman Arkham Origins and The Last of Us, becomes the first to ever play both Batman and the Joker in the same film. Team Bats is rounded out by crazy ex-girlfriends Rachel Bloom as Batgirl. Is that like a thing she worked in, or are they just, like, talking shit?
I don't know.
Heart of Dixie's Ben Giro as Robin, Seinfeld's Brian George as Alfred, and Parks and Recreation's Jim Meskimen as Commissioner Gordon.
All right. We got some more. Okay, here we go.
Emmy winner Darren Cross, the assassination of Gianni Versace, leads the voice cast behind the Turtles as Raphael. There's a paragraph, I think. Yeah, okay. Accompanied by Saturday Night Live's Kyle Mooney as Michelangelo, Grace Frankie's Baron Vaughn as Donatello, and the Woody Woodpecker Show's Eric Bauza as Leonardo. Okay, and Deadly Striker says, Rory is such a realistic and easy-to-relate character with his intellect and a close second. The plot intacts the entire film with enhanced gadgets and exothermic vision against McKenna and his band of crazies. Overall, a great plot, crew, cast, and production. Can't wait for Predator 2. And I'm going to go and, die now.
We still have more Live and Wire to cover. And you can die.
Okay, and now for the horde they'll face. Okay, so it's just the characters and the actors. That's great. That's great. But it's that's a lot of things. Okay. Tom Kennedy from SpongeBob SquarePants is going to be Penguin. Okay. Tara Strong is both Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, she is Harley Quinn in the Injustice video games.
Okay. Okay. Ben Jones of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman the Brave and Bold is also on board as producer, while Benjamin, Michael Elson, Sam Register, and Chris Viscardi serve as executive producers. Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be released through Warner Brothers Home Entertainment on digital and 4K Ultra HD Combo Pack and Blu-ray Combo Pack this spring. 4K, gotta see this in 4K. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that does remind me how my recent 4K reviews are very washed out colors, and it's been very difficult for me to rip the 4K. It has been possible, which is an upgrade from before, but it's still very difficult. But I also have some pretty good news on the front of ripping 4K. It turns out, while DVD Fab was initially struck to... Well, what the... I got the... brain ring... I'm looking at the chat and I'm trying to think, and it didn't work.
You're surprised by this?
Okay, so while DVD Fab had initially been blocked by many film companies to not be allowed to crack the 4K copy protection, otherwise they'll get sued into oblivion, which, even though it's legal for them to do it, they're still a smaller company, so you sue them enough times, they'll go under. That happened to several companies already. But they ended up agreeing to that. However, they did get a bit of a workaround. You see, they're not cracking the copy protection. There's another company that cracks the copy protection.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of go through them. So it's like, hey, so I might I'd have to pay, possibly a couple $100 for a lifetime license for the Blu-ray ripping on the software. But, it is my business, so it would probably be something that I would want to go forth with. It would possibly be able to rip 4K with a much better color gambit. So, yay!
Yay! Sure.
Hooray!
And Sol Oprium on Mixer says, "Hey Decker and Creepy, how did you guys meet each other and become friends? Was it over your love for movies?"
Funny enough, we met on a site called Manic Expression, and Decker was doing I had stumbled across one of Decker's reviews right before he started doing the Summer of the Planet of the Apes. And then when he started doing that one, I sent him a private message, and I was like, hey, guess what? There is a softcore porno that parodies the Summer of the Planet of the Apes. You should do that one, too. So Decker orders it, and a couple of days later, I hear back from him, and he's like, the hell did I just watch? So as a result, we ended up doing both the animated series, the Return of the Planet of the Apes, the animated series that came out in the 60s, and Playmate of the Apes. Yeah, we did those back to back, week 1 and week 2, and that was our first collaboration, and that was also the first time that we were together, face to face, sitting on the same couch.
And it was that was actually not even the only Planet of the Apes porno, sadly enough. But also there is a Twitter poll I have ready to go.
Yeah,
after us talking about what was going on here with the what's the words? They're gonna come out sometime. Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now we have to decide, what do you think is going to be the next great crossover? Alien versus Mickey. Batman.
I mean, it makes a little sense.
Batman versus the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes!
Yes.
Godzilla versus Godzilla. And finally, Disney itself versus the FBI.
Wait, hold up. When you said Godzilla versus the Godzilla, didn't we already see that in Godzilla versus Mothra month, when the Zilla monster from the American 1998 movie and the actual Godzilla fought each other?
There's so
technically,
many
but let's just say
Godzilla.
Godzilla versus Godzilla, mirror match kind of thing.
Okay.
So, now, They're on the poll is on Twitter at Decker Shadow. So got 30 minutes starting now.
And as always, I'll share the chat. And
I think it'd be easier for me to share it from here through Restream onto every platform.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Real quick, Brandon Kilgore said Murder, She Wrote and Knight Rider.
There we go.
I want this in my life so bad.
Sula Priam says Godzilla vs. Godzilla has already happened many times. And also, your hair versus the barber.
Oh, ow.
Chris Lolcow says Mickey from Rocky? And I'm just thinking, like, it could be any Mickey.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of Mickeys. Sure.
And Solo Prime is asking, yeah, I take it you got a new TV judging from the box behind you. And yes and no. It is a really cheap TV on at Walmart, and it's like $238 for a 43-inch 4K HDR TCL. Now, TCL tends to be a cheaper brand, but a good quality cheaper brand. It's a Chinese brand that makes most of the electronics in the world, and they do a lot of it in-house, which is how they keep their costs down, more than just having real shit components. But I was like, it was still a very low price for a TCL 4K 43-inch. And I was like, well, why is it so cheap? Oh, well, let's buy it and find out. And my fiance bought it, and we get it home, and I take it out of the box, and it pretty much was a open box model that they just didn't say it was open box. It had all the little stickers on it for a display unit, just taped. The little plastic things you're supposed to cover the little plastic film you cover the shiny plastic parts taped back on, and all that stuff. So I had to kind of get all that off, and there it is, like right there. It's very nice. Very nice. Mm-hmm. It certainly does a job. It's not busted. It's perfectly fine. It's just, it was open box, and they weren't saying it was open box. They were just saying it was $238.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's see. While the poll is going, I'm going to pull out the next bit of news. I'm going to talk about one more set of video game news. So last time on Live and Wired, we discussed, well, you and Creepy discussed about the Xbox Game Pass that was going to come on the Nintendo Switch. But then you sent me an article saying, oh, that's probably not going to happen. And then you're like, this is going to be the next episode of Live and Wired saying, we're sorry. So, yes. So it may not happen after all. Yay! And to think that, we were going to have like a, Nintendo embracing Microsoft, but no, we're not. That's probably not going to happen. All right, so it's my turn this time. So Microsoft might not be planning to bring Xbox Game Pass to the Nintendo Switch after all. Last month, rumors claimed that Redmond was gearing up to release an Xbox Live app for the Nintendo Switch, enabling gamers to access Xbox Game Pass and the firm's now not-so-secret Project xCloud service. This would presumably allow owners of Ninty's console, Ninty console E, because there's an extra E. Console E.
I wonder how they let this slip through.
I don't know.
They proofread everything so well.
Play the games from the Halo, Gears of War, and Forza franchise. It now looks like that might not be the case. Brad Sams, the executive editor of Petrie and the Thurrott, says he heard from...
Okay, did they spell that one right?
I don't even know. Says that he heard from multiple sources that Game Pass won't be coming to the Switch.
That's both his dad and his mom.
And the next door neighbor. And the weird guy from across the street.
Stop telling people that the Switch is getting Xbox Game Pass. It's not gonna happen!
In a video posted to YouTube below, Sam's claims there's been a lot of talk about Game Pass on the Switch. I'm hearing from multiple sources that that's not happening, which we just went through already. Mm-hmm. Let me qualify. That's definitely not happening in the near term. I can't say never because Microsoft wants Game Pass on TVs. They want it on PCs. They want it on Xbox. They want it everywhere with their xCloud stuff. But as of right now, I'm hearing from multiple people that is not coming to the Switch. We already know that. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let me okay, let me just scroll down. Here it is. Obviously that things could change and all that good stuff, but yeah, don't expect Game Pass on the Switch anytime soon. At least that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, we know that already. That's not to say Microsoft isn't planning to cozy up to rival Nintendo, though a GDC teaser from Microsoft's all but confirmed that it will soon allow developers to integrate Xbox Live features such as cross-platform achievements, social systems, and multiplayer into games made for the Switch. Another report claims that Microsoft could go as far as to publish some exclusive titles on the Switch in the future, starting with Ori and the Will of the Wisps. And what is that thing right there? Is that an upside down H? Uh,
I
okay.
what?
I,
I'm trying to
I don't.
see.
What is this thing? It's right here, by the way.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I have no idea what that symbol is.
first an extra E, and now this. I don't know. I got nothing. Okay, so yeah, sorry everybody.
Is that similar to like that little icon that Sandra Bullock's character found in the Net movie? Like remember she finds this tiny little icon down in the corner of a web page, clicks on it, and then all hell breaks loose, and she ends up losing her whole identity. Patricia, whatever you do, don't click on that.
I highlighted it. Is that going to count? Is like part of my memory going to go away? Who are you?
Oh god. Saying Xbox Game Pass for Game Boy Color.
Oh yay! I'm gonna play.
And we still got the verses going. We got Mrs. Doubtfire versus Medea. Ninja Turtles versus Street Sharks versus Biker Mice from Mars. That's actually really. I would definitely. I would stay in line for 2 days to watch that movie day one, and then I'd find out that they actually released it like a week earlier in Europe, and I'm gonna be like,
oh, Europe, you're so lucky. KG Master says Nintendo versus Sega characters, the movie, coming soon in 2047. Don't be surprised if that does happen. We're gonna have a cinematic of Nintendo and Sega characters. Mario is gonna be fighting against Sonic, and Luigi's gonna be fighting against that buff guy from Golden Axe.
Bub's aunt posted Murder She Wrote, bring it back. I would actually not necessarily mind a new Murder She Wrote series. I could picture it now, like this English teacher or an English professor like writes mystery novels that she self-publishes online because it's the 21st century and the internet. So she posts them to like a self-publishing website, becomes an internet sensation, and then starts traveling around across the United States solving mysteries. But like since it's a new series, they have to throw in an overarching mystery where like she's trying to find out who murdered her child, husband, best friend, lesbian lover, like take your pick.
Yeah. They were almost going to do a Murder She Wrote reboot, but they never did it.
I think I heard about that, actually.
Yeah, Octavia Spencer was supposed to be Angela Lansbury's character, and she was supposed to be like a hospital administrator or something. That she published like a mystery novel, and she was interested in mystery, and yeah, they just never did it for some reason. I don't know.
Right, you know. And Decker's over here. He's like, I don't have
anything. It's like Big Epic Jason X9000 says Big Mama's House versus Meet the Fockers, aka Mama Fockers.
Now I feel just dirty.
Damanda Hagen versus Sauron.
I would see that.
Oh boy. Pokemon versus DBZ.
Epic Jason X9000 said, coming this summer, the gritty reboot to Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
I'm actually curious about that, actually.
Dark Necrosis says, bring back the Fall Guy. A retired stuntman put out of business because of CGI, now a washed-up bounty hunter. Actually, I remember the Fall Guy. That was like an early TV series that Heather Locklear starred in before she got really big and famous on Melrose Place. She was playing a minor character on that show.
Scott Duncan asks, hey Decker, what was your reaction when Baby Gamera made a cameo in Dragon Ball and in the Japanese Dragon Ball Super? And I didn't know about the cameo in Dragon Ball Super yet.
Because he hasn't seen it yet. He's still in Dragon Ball.
But my reaction to seeing Baby Gamera in Dragon Ball when Master Roshi's there. And he's like, Baby Gamera! And then it's like, shink, 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 shink. And I'm like, oh, that looks kind of familiar. And then boop, lands, and the face comes out, and you see the big teeth. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, it's Gamera! What? That was kind of my reaction there. And my fiance was like, "The fuck is wrong with you? It's like 3 in the morning. What
Gamera!
Oh,
All right. Let's see. Let's go over to the next bit of news. So, let's go to some Netflix stuff because there's been a lot of talks about Netflix stuff coming out, especially horror movies.
I apologize. I have to sit up for a second.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Ooh. Sorry.
That's okay.
I love how it's just like with the current setup. I have to click on myself in order to get to show myself, but every time you make sound, it just goes to you. And it's like, this is what everyone wants to see.
All right, so let's talk about. Let's see.
I love how Decker has like over 100,000 subscribers, and like if the video switches to me for just a minute, he starts getting paranoid. This is what people want to see. I am going up a little bit, if I could say real quick. I
have to say that you and your crossover with Musical Diva was really good.
Yeah, thank you. We had a lot of fun doing that. My crossover with Decker and my crossover with Diva this month, it's given me a little bit of a bump in subscribers. I have 9,901 right now. So
that's great. So you're close to getting 10,000. You should do something special for that.
Recently, the subscriber numbers have went down quite a bit on like everything. So it's kind of. I'm thinking like, okay, is it really that, or is it actually higher? Have you already actually broken 10,000 and you just don't know yet? Because, like, right now, I took a picture when it hit 123,456 subscribers exactly. I took a picture of that, it was 123,000. I was like, and there's 453 more. That's what I said. Okay, Dewey. But then. The next day, the new YouTube Studio change came, and with it, suddenly my subscriber number dropped by about 400 subscribers.
Oh,
and
God.
So then I've been waiting for it to get back to 123,000, and right now, looking at it, if I go from the drop-down menu, it tells me I have over 123,400. But if I look at my dashboard, it tells me I have 123,250 or so. So it's subscriber numbers are all kinds of weird right now. So you might already be above 10,000 there, Creepy.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah.
Also, you were going to say something about Netflix, so we kind of got derailed. I feel like that's my fault.
No, that's okay. I mean, this was very important, so I'm glad you brought it up. Okay. So Netflix. So we have a bunch of Netflix stuff that's going to be coming up because everybody's going to Netflix because more creative freedom than television, apparently, for a lot of people, which we did discuss about in the past about Guillermo del Toro's canceled movies that he couldn't do because Hollywood said no. Which we'll get to Del Toro in a minute. Don't you worry.
I said.
I know. I'm really sad. I really wanted to see that Beauty and the Beast movie.
Like everybody here all said, like the three of us and everybody listening, we were all like, all the movies on that list, and we're all like, yes. Why has he not made these movies?
Damn you, Hollywood! No, Guillermo del Toro does good things. Don't say no. Anyway, but this one is the. They're gonna make an animated series based off of the best-selling books The Last Kids on Earth, which is about zombies. So zombies for children. Oh geez, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh my god. Okay, so whose turn is it? Decker?
I don't know who is who. Exclusive! The battle against the zombies is upon us. The voice cast for Netflix's forthcoming animated series based on the best-selling The Last Kids on Earth books by Max Brailer have been revealed, and it includes the talents of Mark Hamill, Rosario Dawson, Catherine O'Hara, Keith David, Bruce Campbell, Garland Witt, Muncie, Mr. Hernandez, and Charles Demers, in addition to Nick Wolfhard, the lead character, Jack Sullivan. As an additional bonus, Penguin Random House exclusively revealed the first look at the cover of the 5th book in the series, The Last Kids on Earth. God damn. The 1st to the 5th of the last, and The Midnight Blade, which will be released September 17th. The way the series resonates with readers around the world, it's absolutely humbling. I'm so pleased that the adventures of Jack Sullivan and his friends will continue to grow, both on the page and now on screen. Said Brayler, I couldn't ask for better partners, Atomic Cartoons, Netflix, and Penguin, to help me share these stories, and I'm beyond excited to reveal the newest cover while announcing this incredible cast. Seeing these actors bring the characters to life is a dream come true! Okay.
Oh,
And Bendy
yeah,
Boy
more.
448 on Mixer says, Yo, Bendy Boy.
Okay, we got some more.
Developed by Atomic Cartoons, the animated series is set to launch later this year on the streaming giant. The Last Kids on Earth follows 13-year-old Jack Sullivan and a band of suburban middle schoolers who live in a decked-out treehouse, play video games, gorge themselves on candy, and battle zombies in the aftermath of the monster apocalypse. It's a hilarious series filled with wisecracking kids, crazy gadgets, a lifetime supply of zombies, and giant-sized monsters. Who the hell's making the candy?
Maybe it's like just holdover candy, kind of like when you after Halloween, you would save some of your Halloween candy until December and then just gorge yourself on it. It's like whatever candy was left over.
Wait,
Yeah.
you mean to tell me you had Halloween candy that lasted past Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh.
People do that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just go to door, they give me the candy, and it goes in the mouth, and then I go to the next door.
I can believe that Decker did that. I can believe that Decker didn't even go home with Halloween candy. He ate it all during transit.
The news follows the announcement that Atomic Cartoons entered into a worldwide licensing agreement for the series with Cybergroup Studios. Under the terms of the agreement, Cybergroup Studios become the sole and exclusive representative worldwide for merchandising and ancillary and second window TV rights to the series. What the hell is second window TV? I don't... Okay, Atomic Cartoons acquired The Last Kids on Earth in 2017, and the animated series was ordered to series by Netflix in February 2018. Brayler is participating in the series as creator and executive producer, along with Scott Peterson, who is the showrunner, and also an executive producer. Matthew Berkowitz and Jennifer Twinner McCarran are executive producers on this show, and on behalf of Atomic. Check out the book cover for The Last Kids on Earth and The Midnight Blade below. Ooh.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we essentially have Walking Dead for kids. Darth Necrosis says, sounds like a gritty reboot of Codename Kids Next Door. I can see that. Except we have kids fighting against zombies, so we're the adults. I guess the adults are the zombies, and the kids have to kill them.
Oh God!
Sure. That just makes it dark.
This got me even more horrifying.
This sounds like a show that Decker would produce, like small children.
It's like, make a kids show. Okay, they kill zombies.
Yeah, a kids show. Trick-or-treaters hunt zombies. Like, no, really, adult zombies. No, really.
You know what? It sounds like a really cool concept, and that the voice cast sounds amazing. Like, we have Mark Hamill, Keith David, Bruce Campbell, Catherine O'Hara, Rosario Dawson. Sounds like a great cast.
It sounds like something I'm gonna have to keep in mind when I'm looking for kids shows for my kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like these are all people who have turned in like terrific performances.
I mean, what the hell else are they gonna watch? Paw Patrol? No.
Paw Patrol! Oh my god, the live-action Dora movie.
I can imagine that when Decker gets when his kids turn 3 and 4 years old, he's going to be like, "Okay, it's time for you to be introduced to a little something called anime. There's something here that Creepy sent me a while back. Higurashi When They Cry. That sounds okay to show to a small child.
Sure.
Come on, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Oh god."
And then they get to the crucifixion scene, and they never, ever want to go anywhere again.
Oh, jeez, man.
Well, I'll save money on gas.
And unfortunately, no, I was not lying. There is actually a scene in Higurashi When They Cry when someone gets crucified.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Anyway,
I mean, what else are they supposed to do? Eat popcorn?
Sure. Anyway, so while that does sound like a cool concept for the kids, fighting against zombies, this one really baffles me, this particular news article. So, the Kids' Choice Awards, Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, has had a fair share of very unusual nominations. Like they would have actors that clearly don't know how to act, and for some of them they win. I will never forgive Kristen Stewart for winning Best Actress for Twilight. Seriously, like that almost just got me. Like I was like, no. And they've had like unusual ones, like Best Burp and Best Fart and stuff like that. But Nickelodeon was to be expected. But this one, I was actually surprised that kids actually watch this. So, for favorite TV drama for the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, you would expect maybe something from Nickelodeon itself, like maybe a drama that people would be watching. But no, or maybe like something from the Disney Channel, because they do have some shows from the Disney Channel on nominations. But no, apparently for some kids, they watch this and they consider it to be a nomination for the Kids' Choice Awards. So, The Walking Dead nominated for favorite TV drama at Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards. What? I didn't know kids were watching The Walking Dead. I mean, like, personally, I kind of stopped watching it after season 5 because I was just so burned out at this point. I was like, oh God, the series is getting worse. But no, apparently kids are loving it now that it's nominated for the Kids' Choice Awards.
I like Negan. Oh god! On Twitch, Jacob Kennedy 2002 is like, the fuck, this takes the cake, and Demon Orc is like, what the fuck, this is so fucking wrong.
Oh, but here, let's take a look at the other nominations, shall we? So, Creepy, your turn, and read it in a voice, please.
And Anonymous Bastard says, best director goes to Shane Black. Oh god.
Okay, let's see. I need to read this in a voice. I have an idea. Okay. The Walking Dead Season 9 has been nominated for Favorite TV Drama at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. The I don't know if... Okay, what? Okay. The TVMA zombie drama competes against the CW's Riverdale and The Flash and hit Netflix series Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which totally sucks.
Oh,
My series of unfortunate events and Stranger Things. Voting is now open. Former Walking Dead leading man Andrew Lincoln entered the series. Earned the series' his first Kids' Choice Award nomination in 2018 for Favorite TV Actor for his performance as Rick Grimes.
Oh my god, why?
No relation to Frank Grimes from The Simpsons. That award ultimately went to Henry Danger star Jake Norman. A revamped season.
I don't even know what's worse. The fact that Henry Danger won something. Damn you, Dan Schneider. Ugh. Continue.
Am I the only one concerned that they also nominated Sabrina?
Oh my god, like why? Is there no kids shows good enough for it to be nominated anymore? Like we have to rely on shows for adults.
I imagine that they're like, just imagine how the people at the Kids' Choice Awards were, just how awkward it was when they were realizing, oh my god, the only thing that we have that the kids are watching that got nominated are shows that are in no way, shape, or form safe for little kids.
Oh my god. I mean, I know some people made the argument, but I was this years old when I watched this thing and I turned out fine, which, you know what, good for you, that's fine, but there has to be a limit,
Demon Orc says, the fucked up Sabrina series? Really?
Yes.
That one.
The one that was taken down because of demonic things, and the fact that it was like, there was a copyright claim against like using a particular demon statue. Yeah, that one.
Right.
Hey, that demon statue is copyrighted, thank you.
Yeah.
I just thinking. Oh, God. We own that Satan.
It was Bahamut.
Oh.
Actually.
Whatever.
Oh, Baphomet.
It was a devil.
Anyway, where was I? Okay. A revamped season 9, now airing on AMC, was most recently awarded Television Series of the Year at Kodak Film Awards and was previously named as the most in-demand show of 2018 by the inaugural Global TV Demand Awards, an honor it's shared with Stranger Things. I don't know how much longer I can do this voice, but I
can
keep trying.
imagine kids at least watching Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Sure,
I mean,
I can imagine that. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's still dark and got some really, really heavy topics to it, but hey, you got characters you can identify with.
I mean, like, I mean, just because something is aimed at kids, that's the thing that always infuriated me. Something that is aimed at kids can be dark and have heavy topics. Because, I mean, being a child, when you think about it, is fairly traumatic in and of itself. You know, I mean, like, just ask anyone what their childhood was like, and chances are they have some kind of horror story for you. Like, even someone who had a really good childhood can tell you that something like just super horrifying and tragic and terrible happened to them at some point. And chances are they still have a lot of stories. So yeah.
That's
Anyway.
kind of why in the Halloween review, when Karen goes on about her childhood, which was supposed to be really, really harsh and terrifying, it just really wasn't. they softened the blows so much. It was like, that's it.
Yeah. I can't do that. I can't do that voice anymore. That's fine. A really hard one for me to do. But
well, that just also show you Live and Wired is now owned by Disney. Or Elmo from Sesame Street, whatever you want to choose.
Right. Or someone said Mr. Bill or whatever.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Mr. Bill from Schoolhouse Rocks?
No, hold on. Just scrolling up.
Maybe I'm thinking about another Mr. Bill. Oh, here it is. I got it. Darth McCroza says, "Creepy sounds like Mr. Bill, waiting for him to go. Oh no!
Oh no, Mr. Bill!" That one.
But so Upream, I don't want to be enraged.
All right. So I go ahead. Continue.
Okay. Reigns have since been passed from former 5-season showrunner Scott Gimple to Walking Dead veteran writer-producer Angela Kang, who in her brief tenure as showrunner has steered The Walking Dead to its highest ever rated season on Rotten Tomatoes. Change for the sake of change is not helpful, longtime executive producer Gail N. Hurd previously told Deadline. I think how a show handles that change and can reinvent itself while still remaining true to what it was that fans embraced from the very beginning is the litmus test of a show's continued longevity. Yeah, but good luck getting that right. In this case, I do think we have the right leadership behind the camera and in front of the camera to do just that. Kang's stewardship came at a time when The Walking Dead was forced to navigate 3 of its biggest losses: Lincoln's Rick Grimes, Chandler Riggs's Carl Grimes, and Lauren Cohan's Maggie, all challenges Kang and a revamped Walking Dead team navigated to freshen the long-running series with a new status quo and frightful new enemies in the Walker skin-wearing Whisperers. I'm feeling really good about where the show is at. It's been a really fun season to work on, and the cast and crew and all the writers and everybody involved just poured their hearts and souls into the season. Obviously, there are characters that we love that we said goodbye to. We are still very hopeful that Maggie will be back with us, Kang previously told Deadline. Because of the expansion of the universe and because of the jumps, we passed 7.5 years off screen on the show. That allows for stories to go back in time. So there's an opportunity for seeing characters to come back because of the things that they're built into the story. So I think that there's just a lot of exciting opportunities that we've been able to do some things that we've never done on the show before. Okay.
Oh my god. You know, I'm just speechless now that something like The Walking Dead would be like nominated for kids. I mean, it's got to be like one of the strangest things that I've heard in terms of like, hey, you know, kids will love it. Some, you know, zombies eating people and guys hitting people with bats that's wrapped in barbed wire, and you know, people who are trying to be zombies in a cult, you know, by eating flesh. The kids show, yes.
I played Mortal Kombat, but I mean, in comparison, that was just kind of like, hey, look, those pixels are red.
Yeah, we've sure come a long way since then. I think that the poll is finished, Decker.
Is it?
Oh, good.
Poll ending, it says. It's not quite there, but it's calculating the last of it. It's like, okay, just give us a second. There we go. Final results. 70 votes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so what will be the next great crossover as decided by you lovely people? Coming in at number 1 with 39% of the vote, Disney versus the FBI.
As if there was any doubt.
Number 2 is Godzilla versus Godzilla. 17% goes to Batman versus the Powerpuff Girls.
Aw,
And only 13% is Alien versus Mickey. I guess that one's just going to be over a little too fast.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey Mouse owns everything, so the alien was sure to lose.
And Brushfire Glow says the Powerpuff Girls would definitely kick Batman's ass. Buttercup Alone is hardcore.
Isn't that what Bubbles says in the series? He's like, I'm hardcore.
Yes.
But yeah, but Buttercup is pretty badass.
Delta Prime 350 asks, which FBI? The ones from the Die Hard movies or the ones from the X-Files?
Yes.
Both at the same time.
And Logan says, can't wait for Godzilla versus Godzilla.
Savage Tiger 13 dropped $20 and said, oh, sure, you picked the day I hurt my back and go to bed early to have the show. Well, at least my bladder woke me up in time to give my support, but sadly, heavy painkillers keep me from being a proper smartass.
Okay, I guess I actually have to read the second paragraph from Deadly Striker. It says, in 2021, Predator 2 reintroduces the McKennas and gives a full-fledged Yautja backstory, leading to an introduction to aliens and a full reboot. McKenna and joining the cast Liam Neeson as a general to defeat the invading Yautja and make a last stand against their elites.
Mm-hmm.
No Hurt Feline asks, creepy, what is the weirdest Hanna-Barbera cartoon you can think of on the spot? Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Was Thundar the Barbarian
Hanna-Barbera?
Was that Hanna-Barbera, or was
I'll look it up.
Wait, you mean Thundar the Barbarian was a real show?
Yeah,
Yes.
Thundar Barbarian was a real show.
I thought it was a parody.
Nope.
No, it's a real show, and that is Ruby Spears, actually.
Ruby Spears. Okay, then let me. I'm cheating a little bit, but I need like some reference because I need titles is what I'm looking for.
Sure, I got it for you right here.
Hannah.
So if anybody is wondering about like what is Thundar the Barbarian, it's it looks like this, by the way.
Yeah,
there you go.
I can actually understand where someone might get confused and think that though. So let's see. Well, there's the Fonz and the Happy Days gang.
Oh my god!
Deadly Striker is asking how I feel after reading that paragraph, and I think part of my soul just died.
Yeah, but so believe it or not, apparently from what I understand, like Fonzie and the Happy Days I think that was like supposed to be like something like inspired by Doctor Who or something, or was that Gilligan's Planet? I forget.
Oh,
I think it might be Gilligan's Planet actually, but
Veronica's Touch says RoboCop versus Terminator versus Johnny 5, and I'm just thinking versus Predator.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like if you go back and watch any of these old shows by Hanna-Barbera from the 70s and 80s, some of them get weird. You have Birdman and the Galaxy Trio.
I loved Birdman. I used to watch that all the time as a kid.
Birdman!
And then Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and I love that show so much.
So I'm glad to be streaming this to 3 different platforms finally, but at the same time I'm confused because it's telling me that Twitch has 4 viewers, Mixer has 1, but I'm getting comments from like 2 or 3 people on Mixer right now, and I'm like, something seems off.
Then we have
you have $30 from hold on. $30 from Crown the Empire said, Decker and Creepy, just want to say I love you guys. You're probably the most watched movie review channel for me. I even watch reviews just for the humor, but Decker, if you ever get the chance, do Laid to Rest.
Laid to Rest.
Not sure what that means.
I'm trying to remember what is Laid to Rest. I've heard it, but
let me look it up. Laid to Rest. here it is. 2009 slasher film written and directed by Robert Green Hall. It was followed up with a sequel. A young woman with amnesia breaks out of a coffin in a funeral home. Accidentally looks up. Chrome Skull tracks the girl. Prepares to kill girl. Okay, so that sounds interesting.
Amnesia and murder. Okay.
Yeah, amnesia and murder. Yes, pretty much.
Sounds like a movie for Decker, so he's probably glad that you sent him that.
Yeah.
Epic Jason X9000 says they're still pissed that Adult Swim canceled Metalocalypse.
Yeah. The Decker and Creepy should do the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla series. Oh my god, I remember that series. And Godzuki, the son of Godzilla.
Wow.
Although
I don't like Hanna-Barbera cartoons in general. I as a kid, I never understood why people wanted to watch the things.
I'm tempted to show Decker Thundar the Barbarian now, just because.
Thunder the Barbarian might be the one that I'd be most interested in, honestly.
So you wouldn't be interested?
The Godzilla animated series only had like 26 episodes, so maybe you guys could split into like 2 parts or something, or whatever. But yeah, I'm actually really curious about like, which is canon for people. Like Minya or Godzuki is like Godzilla's son. And then there was also the obviously the 90s animated series of Godzilla that follows up with the 1998 movie, which I've heard.
A lot of people have watched it, said it's actually a really good series, and I'm just like, well, I'm still not watching it.
All right. Let's see. Does anybody? Oh, Anonymous Crime. Does anybody remember that Scooby had a cousin named Scooby Dum? I bet you can't guess what his gimmick was. Yes, we didn't.
I hated Scooby Dum so much. I hate Scooby Dum more than I hate Scrappy Doo.
I can believe that.
I feel like the trope should be Scooby Dum, not the. It should be the Scooby Dum, not the Scrappy Doo.
Yes, Creepy actually did discuss about the Scooby Doo show many years ago on the retrospective, and he has talked about Scooby Dum, and it's basically like a really dumb Southern stereotype.
Yeah, I hated it so much.
Sol Upreme on Mixer says, hey, Decker or Creepy, or fuck it, both of you, if you want a good / decent horror movie, check out Dead Silence. It's a pretty good horror movie, along with some amazing sets in it.
Cool. The one Hanna-Barbera cartoon I just really couldn't, I just didn't, for some reason, I just didn't like. I couldn't stand Speed Buggy. I really couldn't. I hated it so much. I mean, I could stomach Jabberjaw okay because I was familiar with the Three Stooges, but I mean, like, there was just so many Scooby clones, and I just don't like Speed Buggy at all.
Also, I think the Deadly Striker on Mixer is trolling me because he's like, Jason X was the most advanced movie of its year. Its plot related strongly to its predecessors, and its plot definitely was the best picture of its year, with strong plot and amazing cast and kills. I was so sad it didn't get nominated for the best picture because it made me feel emotional and influenced my life.
Well, that's very nice.
Jason X, I think it wasn't as bad as it's made out to be, but at the same time, I have a strange feeling that you're trying to troll me here, Deadly Striker there.
Speaking of Hanna-Barbera TV shows, though, there was SWAT Cats, which I unironically enjoyed.
Oh, I love SWAT Cats for sure.
SWAT Cats was Hanna-Barbera?
Yes, it was when Fred Seibert was the president of Hanna-Barbera at the time, because he wanted to revamp the company in itself to introduce some brand new shows. And Fred Seibert, of course, for some people who don't know who he is, he would later on become the founder of Frederator Studios, who would release a whole bunch of cartoons like Fairly Odd Parents and Adventure Time and such. So at the time, he was the president of Hanna-Barbera, and he pretty much released like the golden era of Hanna-Barbera that hasn't been seen seen since like the 60s. And
Yeah.
you know, there was SWAT Cats, there was the New Adventures of Johnny Quest, there was Two Stupid Dogs, which, you know, let's be honest, everybody remember the Secret Squirrels stuff the most. And
They can't all
yeah,
be
and
gems.
and of course, yeah, that's true. And of course, there was the What a Cartoon series that spun off into like Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, Courage the Cowardly Dog, you know, so on and so forth. So yeah, he helped produce some of the best stuff in Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
okay.
like,
When I think Hanna-Barbera, I always think like the old ass, cheap ass cartoons that all kind of are the same basic animation style. Between you got the Flintstones and the Yogi, and everything's
Sure.
just this. It kind of all merges together, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, but like in the 90s, there were some attempts to bring back some of the, you know, classic Hanna-Barberas, but make them for a modern audience. Like the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, which, you know, it was the 90s version, was like the best incarnation of the show. I
do
thought.
agree. And
I
I interviewed
loved
Fritz
it.
Seibert a few years ago for my blog, and this was years before I became part of the Frederator, you know, YouTube network. And um, he said that, you know, working on that show was a bit of a disaster, that it almost like costed him his career. And that was like the worst show that he produced, which, you know, I don't know how it was happening like behind the scenes stuff, but, you know, the
Right.
show itself
Was
I feel is
amazing.
amazing. Yes. And
Right.
I know
I
a lot
loved
of
it.
yeah, me too. A lot of people actually did complain that the inclusion of Race Canyon's daughter, which of course they will,
Of course
but
they will. But yeah,
but
I liked her. I thought she was a great character. I thought felt like she provided a really good balance for the, you know, between Haji and Johnny. Haji being the brain and Johnny being, you know, the action kid, and Jesse was kind of like this somewhere in between, you know, where she was, you know, ironically the only one of the three who actually knew how to use a gun. And yes, they actually had her use a gun in an episode. I remember there was like their home was invaded, and Johnny was in the shadows and had a fire extinguisher, and he said, "I've got your gun, safety off and ready to rock." And then he steps forward. The guy surrenders. He steps forward, shows is like, "Yeah, you see, I'm not too hot on guns." And the guy's about to slug him, but then Jesse's behind him, and she's got his gun cocked, and she's like, "I, on the other hand, don't have a problem with them. It's all in how you use them, right?"
right.
Yeah, but like I loved this. I've heard a lot of people didn't like it when it first aired, but it seems like the people who remember it now are a lot more forgiving of it. But I
Yeah.
loved it from the get-go, and there are like, you know, like every once in a blue moon, I'll just get an itch to rewatch some of my favorite episodes. You know, I'll just get it out and go through and watch some of the ones that I remember really, really loving, and it's fun. Like SWAT Cats was amazing, Johnny Quest was amazing. I didn't really.
Water would have been amazing if you know, if the show would have lasted as long as it was hoping it was going to, but
Yeah. The Pirates of Dark Water was supposed to be like this vehicle for Hanna-Barbera to relaunch themselves and reinvent themselves in the early 90s. And the funny thing about it is that I remember so many people loving this show. So I never understood why it got canceled. I heard
it's a complicated
problems.
story from what I understand.
Yeah, that like there were serious problems behind the scenes with the show itself and with ABC, which was what it was airing on at the time, because at that time Cartoon Network as itself did not exist yet. It would come
I mean,
along.
it was around in 1992, and it was basically a vehicle for releasing a lot of Hanna-Barbera cartoons. They didn't start releasing their original content until the Moxie show in 95.
Right.
We have a comment here on Mixer from Leo from Leo says, "Hello, Decker, Creepy, and Jen.
Hello.
Hi.
Someone named Jen.
My name is Leo Decker. I just wanted to know whether or not you've reviewed the movies Student Bodies or Slumber Party Massacre. No, and no.
Also, we
love your YouTube channels and live streams. Keep up the great work, and we need more Wheelchair Myers."
My apologies, by the way, for cutting in. We've got a 5. I think it's got
an Australian dollar.
Say what? Australia, $5 Thank you. From Gray Jelly. First time catching the stream live since moving out for my Kim degree. Got turned down by the government for welfare, but what are you going to do?
I'm very
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oof.
Also, sorry for taking so long getting to your super chats.
That's one kind of issue with the little setup I have right now here with the Restream Chat over here. Yeah, it's mixing all the Twitch and Mixer and YouTube comments all together right in one spot, but it does not tell me a damn thing if anyone does a super chat. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to answer a question earlier from somebody. I forgot who it was, but they were saying, like, SWAT Cats was the last animated series from Hanna-Barbera. No, it wasn't. Believe it or not, the very last animated series under the Hanna-Barbera name was Dumb and Dumber, the animated series.
Oh, poor Hanna-Barbera.
And what a way to go off, am I right?
I
But then,
know.
then you had, then we had What a Cartoon, and it. No, I'm sorry. I think it was Johnny Quest. I think that, like, under the Hanna-Barbera, I think it was like produced around the same time, but then they started like releasing a lot of their stuff because they were being absorbed into Warner Brothers. So it's still kind of a debate. I mean, whether it's like either Johnny Quest or Cave Kids or Dumb and Dumber the animated series, I'm not sure.
On Mixer, Soul Uprim says, "Creepy. I have a recommendation for you. You should review the Netflix live-action adaptations of Full Metal Alchemist and Death Note.
Ooh.
Torture yourself."
I have heard of the live-action Death Note movies. I actually have seen Death Note. It's been over a decade since I watched it, but I have seen it. I have not seen the live-action Full Metal Alchemist movies, though.
I think we did talk about that in a previous episode about but there's so many live-action versions. I think there's like 3 or 4, I think, at this point. But yeah, it's complicated. But yeah, I think that I think that we can just go on to our next topic. I think that our talk of Hanna-Barbera stuff is we can go on forever.
Sorry about that.
Okay, KG Master says Schwarzenegger's and The Rock and oh man, it just updated and scrolled past, and dang it, now I lost it. Thanks, chat window.
Yes, Epic Jason X9000 says Hanna-Barbera also did Space Ghost, which became more popular because of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was the early years of Adult Swim, which I actually did watch a lot, believe it or not. So I think I was almost at the right age for it. I mean, I wasn't like old enough to see it because I was like 10, but when I started getting a little older, that's when I started watching a lot of Adult Swim stuff.
Right.
Okay, I think that we've finally gotten to the point where we can discuss about the last bit of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So,
Yay!
I say the best for last. So,
I feel like we should have titled this episode about that anyway, instead of sorry about that.
Yeah,
well, we already did. Gotta go home.
All right. Well, take this with a gallon of salt because this is just a rumor. It's not 100% confirmed, and it may be just crap for all we know. But let's do this. Oh my god. Okay. So according to a Reddit AMA, somebody actually did reveal the plot of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm going to read it off right now because this is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. And if this is the real movie, we are in for a ride.
So spoiler alert, she's clicking the spoiler tag. So in case you actually wanted to sit there and watch the movie and you want to be surprised and this is accurate, this is going to spoil it for you. So just like, don't watch it.
But then again, this could all be false and we could just be, saying false information and the movie could be pretty normal. So who knows? Okay, here we go. Sonic Origins. Sonic escapes from his birth planet as a baby, rings about how Sonic got to Earth. He can throw one and imagine a place and it'll take him there.
Wait, so he's got frickin' what America Chavez? He's got that power?
Sure. And is found by an owl and grows up on Earth. He ends up alone and after some time grows up, stays hidden. He pretty much scavenges and lives in the shadows. He is known as the Blue Devil to the locals. So apparently it's going to take place in New Jersey.
Right.
Are we stealing our damn chili dogs?
And thought of as an urban legend until he is found out about. Loneliness gets to him which leads him to the government, bringing in Robotnik to find the energy disturbance caused by Sonic. Sonic makes an electrically charged run when he focuses or gets extremely emotional. His charge runs when he gets detected, and how Doc comes to the film, hijinksing soon in a good story, is told as Tom the cop and Sonic become besties. So there's our buddy cop movie. How Sonic and Tom meet. Tom has raccoon problems in the trash. When he goes to deal with it, he sees Sonic face to face for the first time
and shoots him.
Trank-
Oh dear, he does.
he pranks him and puts him in a cage.
What the fuck? I was just trying to be crazy and like what would absolutely not happen but be ridiculous, and that's what happens to the fucking.
Okay, so Sonic can run at the speed of sound, except for a cop who shoots him and he puts him in a cage.
God damn!
Running around in the speed of sound, no bull crap. You running around until you get shot by a tranquilizer gun. Okay. Robotnik shows up, and then they escape, and Tom begrudgingly agrees to help Sonic.
Rolling around unconscious on the ground.
I think I'm allergic to this article.
He's allergic to shit. Sonic has to go to San Francisco because he activated his ring portal power and drops the bag of rings dumping it into the Golden Gate Bridge, which I guess it makes sense because the first picture that we do see is Sonic with his long legs and sneakers sitting on the Golden Gate Bridge. Donuts may also be involved, ? The wording on that detail was a bit confusing. Donuts. This is like the Japanese Pokemon, confusion. It's like jelly-filled are my favorite kind. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut when he's holding a rice ball. Like, I hope that does not happen. Tom drives him there because he is moving to San Francisco to prove himself that he can handle real cop drama and not Montana's small world problems. Tika Sumpter plays Tom's wife, Annie. She's a veterinarian, and since she was known to Sonic when he watched him from afar as being kind to animals, he feels he can trust them both. Oh god, here we go. Eggman. Remember, Eggman is played by Jim Carrey, so this is going to be fun. Robotnik, who is never referred to as Eggman. Oh, so they're going to drop the Eggman name. Okay, sure. Is just a psychotic doc that works for the government initially. He has drones and can track and shoot as well as a large tank. He is super obnoxiously smart and makes a ton of comments in the film about how superior his brain is. It's kind of funny because I do remember in one of the manuals that his IQ is of 300. So I guess it's canon in the movie. He has a typical long coat and all dark, evil scientist look, short mustache as well as initially. He gradually gets crazier and more obsessed with Sonic as the film goes and doesn't rock the signature look until the tail end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
When he's defeated and ends up in a foreign planet that Sonic was supposed to escape to in the event of being found on Earth. He is now hefty and rocking the full-blown stash, so great. So he's going to look like a normal person throughout the majority of the movie until, like, the climax. Yay. Miscellaneous extras. There is one major car chase scene / battle. Sonic floss. Oh no! No! Oh god, no! Oh no! I do not want to see Sonic do the Fortnite dance. No!
I'm not seeing enough movement.
It pains me so much.
God damn it.
In another scene, Sonic creates an Earth bucket list after Tom agrees to help him get his rings back. Sonic sneaks off while Tom makes a phone call in a backwoods gas station. Sonic creates a ruckus and a bar fight ensues. For kids.
Other Sonic characters in the movie. Sonic and Eggman. So no Tails, no Knuckles, no Shadow, no Big the Cat, just Sonic and Eggman, which makes sense because the first Sonic only had Sonic and Eggman.
Scott Duncan says, so who remembers the whole Ninja Turtles 2014 thing was supposed to be aliens? This is just like it.
Yeah, but... I mean, again, this is a rumor. We're not 100% sure if this is what the plot is going to be. So take it with a gallon of salt. But if this is what the movie is going to be, oh my god, this movie is going to be a train wreck.
Also got a couple other comments on Mixer. Deadly Striker says, the new Halloween fell severely in the shadow of Rob Zombie's Halloween producing, and its plot felt repeated and unjust. However, Rob Zombie provided great things for new movies, and great character scenes and play of words. His work was one of the most child-friendly movies of the decade, and produced high emotions and set standards for all types of movies. Now I'm thinking that he's trying to just get me to say these things so he can record it and put together a clip of, here's that crazy bastard Decker Shadow on what he said on a live stream once. Also, Soloprim says, hey Decker, on your gaming channel, I think you could play through Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I think seeing your choices in it would be interesting, along with if you play on PC, you could do a modded playthrough to making the game look better and add more items and quests, and maybe just change the game to be weird. And, when it comes to Oblivion, I remember playing on 360. I really liked Oblivion because you could mess with your stats in that game and create spells, and you could sort of break the game through magic, and also personality was a stat. And if you made a character specifically just focused on personality, you could do some crazy shit. Like, I could get away with murder! That was actually a pretty easy thing to do with you start focusing on personality. If you get your personality stat high enough, you can get wild animals to not really want to attack you anymore. You could actually I didn't even realize. I just thought, hey, I'm going to work on personality on this character, see what happens. And all kinds of things changed, and I was having a real good time. But my biggest fun I had was making a mage that had this sort of stacked on multiplier spells, and I would just pretty much instant kill everything. The Shivering Isles expansion, there was the Gatekeeper that you were supposed to go through this this little quest on the side after, he can't be beaten. So you have to go and get the thing that's going to make him weak and able to be beaten, and then you can get past him that way. I just went and killed him. And it worked, and I just continued the Shivering Isles that way after just murdering the guy. But a lot of fun with that mage character was when I just boosted my speed stat and acrobatics and athletics, and I would just run and jump, like, and just go so far, so fast. I'd outrun every horse in the game. It didn't matter. I didn't need a horse. Just flying along. Oh, that was so much fun. So yeah, it could be interesting to play a little Oblivion on the gaming channel, but I'm a little more interested in getting through more EDF, and EDF Iron Rain still is coming out in less than a month now. I'm gonna be playing that game. I'm gonna be playing that game. Yes.
Decker, you're trying to scold your finger into another universe again.
Sorry about that.
All right. Well, speaking of, with the talks of like Oblivion and stuff like that, I guess we could talk a little bit about the Elder Scrolls and some kind of inspiration. So, this particular horror movie that's going to be coming out really soon, according to what it says here, is like Predator meets Skyrim. So, let's take a look to see what we have here.
There are Predator mods for Skyrim. Just want you to know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we have medieval horror film called The Headhunter. It is like Predator meets Skyrim. So who hasn't read in a while?
I think I haven't read in a while, so I'll take this one.
All right, sure. Are you going to do another voice, or are you just going to do your regular one?
With a title like The Headhunter, you initially wonder what kind of metaphor a feature film might be getting at. But in this case, there's no need to think too deeply about it. Which is to say, The Headhunter, which hit theaters in VOD and limited release on April 5th, 2019, is quite literally about a guy hunting heads. Monster heads, to be precise.
So that three-head thing from Spirited Away?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, really? That?
None of the people in Halloween Town are safe. Mind you, most of them have detachable heads in the first place, so it's not like they're really in danger. In fact, to watch the trailer, The Headhunter actually looks rather like some kind of mashup between the Lost in the Woods element of Predator and the open world and unforgiving gameplay of Skyrim or Dark Souls. Here's the full synopsis of The Headhunter.
Skyrim and Dark Souls are very different gameplay-wise.
On the outskirts of a kingdom, a quiet but fierce medieval warrior protects the realm from monsters and the occult. His gruesome collection of heads is missing only one, the monster that killed his daughter years ago.
Well, way to fuck that up.
Shut up. Shut up. Driven by the thirst for revenge, he travels wide expanses on horseback, using sorcery to aid in his quest. When his second chance arrives, it is in a way far more horrifying than he ever imagined. A heartbreaking fairy tale with a black soul. The film is contrasted with very few elements, minimalistic and epic at the same time, where fantasy and horror find their most physical and gory incarnations. Watching the trailer, the film's low budget sensibilities are pretty clear, but it seems to be making do quite well with its limited resources, evoking a sense of austerity and despair in its snowy outdoor sets. Who knows? We could have the makings of a cult classic on our hands. The Headhunter is directed by Jordan Downey of Thanksgiving infamy and has already picked up awards at the at
The film festival in Spain.
Thank you. At the film festival in Spain and the Nightmare Film Festival in Ohio. How did I get
There could be one in Hawaii. Sure.
What? Like what?
It's Hawaii, Ohio.
Yeah. Look for it in VOD and presumably very limited theatrical release starting April 5th, 2019. And check out the trailer and pretty sweet poster below.
Yeah, so here's your trailer, which, oh my god, that guy looks pissed.
Again, I am reminded of Decker's face when he was talking about Predator.
Yeah, he just needs to grow out his beard and hair like that. It looks amazing. That's going to be his next cosplay. And let's see. This is the Headhunter. This is a pretty
okay. So the first picture the picture up there looks kind of Skyrim, and this one down here looks kind of Dark Souls.
Yeah, you can definitely see the influence for sure. But where's the Predator part?
Is that skull with the spine attached, or is it on the tree? I don't know. It looks kind of like a skull with a spine in it. He collects skulls. There we go. Done.
Okay.
Does he extract the DNA from them so as to make himself the more perfect hybrid hunter, though?
Why not? All right. Oh, that's a pretty face right there. Okay.
Oh, God.
We're reaching up to about 20 more minutes, so let's wrap things up with some good news. Well, actually, I'm going to save the good news part for last, but YouTube news! Yay!
Oh, my favorites. My favorite of the favorites of my favorites.
This one, I mean, I could have easily brought out the really awful YouTube news bit about the guy who was responsible for the New Zealand incident.
Well, that was on Facebook that he streamed that. It was all horrible all around.
No, I was about to say, like, before he did that, he said subscribe to PewDiePie.
Well, yeah, but it's like in his manifesto, he pretty much specifically laid out that he was trying to get as many people to just get at each other's throats as possible in this act.
Yeah.
So
we're not touching that. First of all,
we kind of already just did, but let's just move on.
We're not gonna move. We're gonna move on from that, but we're not talking about that. We are talking about other stupid YouTube stuff because, of course, it is. Oh, this one was really stupid. I couldn't believe this actually happened. So, let's see. Here we go. YouTuber was arrested for trying to confront Google after his account was taken down when in reality his wife actually deleted it. Wow.
So is this me?
I have nothing.
I think this is me.
I have nothing. While driving from Maine to California, Kyle Long allegedly threatened to resort to violence if his YouTube account was not restored. Officers said they found 3 baseball bats in his car. Again, I have nothing.
Why 3 baseball bats? This is like the worst planned assault I know. Like, what are you actually thinking? You're going to be able to use one until it breaks, and then you're going to need another, and that's going to happen at least twice?
What is he going to do when he runs out of bats?
Your guess
I mean, if he was
going
to reuse his hands, why didn't he just start with that then?
I don't know. Probably was going to... Oh, my God. Okay, so... my turn to read. Angry because a single YouTube video on how to get rich quickly had been taken down. Yes. 33-year-old Kyle Long drove more than 3,300 miles from his home in Waterville, Maine to Google headquarters in California, intent on convincing the tech giant to restore his account. But what Long didn't know, relatives told BuzzFeed News, was that the video and his account was deleted not by YouTube, but by his wife. Concerned about his mental state, she deleted the rambling and bizarre video.
I think she was probably onto something there.
Yeah, especially if he was going to go to Google and come with 3 baseball bats.
I mean, even if you're dual wielding, what are you going to do? Put the other one in your mouth?
Okay, I want to be clear that I'm not saying this in support of this guy, but, speaking as someone, and I know I'm not the only one in the room who's had a video of theirs blocked recently, but I'm just saying, yeah, there have been a few times when I felt like doing something like that.
Sure.
But still, I just want to say that because, yeah, I feel a little bit like a hypocrite for laughing too hard at this guy for that alone. Putting up a video of crazy ramblings.
Of how to get rich quick.
Right.
I'm just... The whole concept of the video is just very confusing to me, because... just reading... I skimmed through this article, of course, because I'm like, what the hell is this? And... this guy just kind of seems to have a history of
mental health.
Yeah, definite mental problems. Needs to be seen. Needs to have something done. Yeah. But it's just okay. Makes the video. Wife deletes it. Doesn't say she did it, and I'm pretty sure I know why she didn't say she did it, considering his reaction seemed to be to drive across the country with 3 baseball bats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay, let's continue. Long's wife and father said the 33-year-old has had a history of mental health illness and became fixated on the video, telling friends and family he planned to talk to Google executives about it and was sure that his idea would result in the company paying him millions of dollars. He came up with this crazy idea to make everyone millionaires, Kevin Long, his father said. He had good intentions. He wanted to solve world hunger and this and that. It was bizarre and crazy, and it wasn't going to happen. When the video was deleted, his wife said Long believed it was removed by YouTube officials, and he decided to pitch his contents directly to the company. Instead, Kyle Long was arrested Sunday by Mountain View Police in California on suspicion of making threats against Google. Google denied to comment on the matter. The incident comes nearly a year after another YouTuber opened fire at the company's headquarters, injuring 3 people before killing herself in San Bruno. That shooter had driven to YouTube's headquarters from San Diego after she alleged the company discriminated and filtered her vegan and animal rights videos. A spokesperson for Mountain View Police told BuzzFeed News that Kyle Long didn't threaten people at Google, but that the main resident had made general threats of violence towards unknown people if the meeting regarding his YouTube channel didn't go as he wanted to. Samantha Long said her husband's idea of approaching Google officials about the video wasn't initially to confront them about the deletion, but to pitch the content of the video directly, thinking it would lead to an immediate payout from Google executives. He made me sit down and he did a mock presentation to me. Samantha Long said. After what was sure to be $1 billion payout, he planned to head down to Mexico with his fortune.
Why would you have to do that? I don't understand.
Samantha said that she tried to talk him out of it and explained to him that YouTube would not pay him for the idea, but he would have none of that. You can't talk Kyle down from anything if he's got his mindset. He told me that I didn't know what I was talking about, and I didn't have the mind, that I'm not open-minded, and that I'm basic.
Well, that's mean.
So Kyle Long left their main home and headed originally towards Boston, she said, looking for Google offices there. When he couldn't find them, he called her from Kansas saying he was on his way to California.
Why did he go to Boston?
Why Boston? This is
getting even more confusing as you get more detail.
Even if he didn't know where Google the YouTube Google offices were, he could have found that out very, very easily by using Google.
Oh, all right. Okay, let's see. We have a $5 comment from Jack Brand who says, with how terrible modern horror has become, it's visual surrealism the answer. Look how well 2018 Suspiria turned out. It worked out during the 1970s. I'm sure that Decker at some point will talk about both of the movies, but visual surrealism is helping out horror movies in today's age. It's a bit of a debate, you know. It's really a bit of a debate. Okay, so continuing with this train wreck.
Dr. Doom's asking what contents in that video would get him rich. And I'm thinking, first of all, not being arrested. That's that's one of the main keys, and he kind of fucked that up.
Yeah. Let's see. By then, Mountain View police officers had already been on the lookout after getting warnings from their counterparts in Waterville, Maine, and the Iowa State Patrol about their cross-country trip. Iowa State Patrol officers have spoken to Kyle Long twice. Once he was involved in a non-injury crash, and another time allegedly vandalizing gas station restrooms. I don't even want to know why and how. We have a $10 comment from Rare Delurker. Creepy and Decker, any chance when the Scooby-Doo retrospective gets to Mystery Incorporated? Decker guests in his review. His reaction to 13 Ghosts suggests his reacting to that show will be interesting.
Actually, I've asked Decker to, when I get around to The Curse of the 13th Ghost, I've asked him to guest star and co-review that one for me.
Okay. That'll be fun. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, the 33-year-old told a state trooper that he was on his way to Mountain View to talk to Google executives about his YouTube channel. That prompted the agency to contact Mountain View police after the trooper felt something wasn't right when Long began talking about how upset he was at Google.
You know, this actually might have been avoidable if YouTube had a contact line, like in general.
Sure. Or maybe like one of those chat rooms that you can ask a question to a Google employee.
Well, I mean, I've got, because I have over 100,000 subscribers, I'm finally allowed to email someone at support.
I mean, this guy only uploaded
amazing.
Like one video, so I don't think you would have had that option yet.
I'm not even sure if you qualify it. I mean, technically, yes, YouTuber, but I think just referring to him as a YouTuber is kind of a misnomer. I mean, did anyone subscribe to him? Like anyone at all?
I don't even know. That is a good question. That prompted the I already read the part. Oh yeah. When Kyle Long was taken into custody Sunday, police found the 3 baseball bats inside his car. Kevin Long said his son may have been upset, but never mentioned resorting to violence. All he wanted was to get the video back online.
Did he ever try just uploading it again?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Did he like delete it as soon as he was done? What? He didn't like save it in his backup file? Okay. Whatever. Samantha Long said, Samantha Long said he was upset over the video, but she never heard him threaten the company. Do you think he would have hurt anybody at Google? Absolutely not. He was trying to make the world a better place. Yeah, a better place with baseball bats, sure. Samantha Long hasn't talked to her husband in days, but hopes the arrest might lead him to getting the help that he needs. He's not a bad guy at all, and he's a great father, but when he's manic, you know everything is wrong, and he is right. Sunday's arrest is not the first time Kyle Long has been in trouble with the law.
Really?
Something that his father attributed to his mental health. When he was 16, Kyle Long was convicted in the death of his friend Michael Butler when he crashed into a pole while intoxicated. When he got out, everything seemed fine, but that's when the nightmares started. His son was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, he said, and he continued to have encounters with police when he stopped taking his medication. In 2015, after he led police in a slow-speed pursuit on an interstate, Kevin Long said Kyle told him he thought he was receiving a presidential escort, which is why he didn't pull over. Okay. What? Sure. I just know it's been a mess and it's been a revolving door, he said. He goes to jail and he gets no help.
So, pretty much while he's there just driving along and the police are like, hey, stop, and he just doesn't stop, and then more cops come for backup, and they kind of surround him, and he's just there like, yeah, that's fine. They just, like, police everywhere, they're looking at me, they're like, hey, I got you, fam. That's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
And that loudspeaker over the, pull the fuck over!
All right. Well, let's get. I have one. Let's get some good news because my God. Let's okay. 2 more things I want to bring up.
First,
go ahead.
Real quick, in the comments, Ms. Jessa says, Deckershot, I hope you don't mind if I give a wish list of people I would like to see you do a collaboration review. Demanda Hagen, Phalis, Brandon Tenold, Hugo and Jake, Cinema Snob. Hugo and Jake. I recognize those names.
Nor I
Is that? God damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I recognize Hugo and Jake, but I can't put my finger on it.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, while Dicker's thinking that, I'm going to pull out 2 more articles because we need to offset that YouTube news. Okay, so this is one that just happened recently, and everybody's been like saying thank you. The one good thing that's come out from Disney recently, apparently. So after over almost a year since James Gunn was fired from Disney for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Disney decided to reinstate him again. So yay, James Gunn will be back to doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Okay. So whose turn is it this time?
I guess it's mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Exclusive. Redemption and second chances have long been superhero movie staples, and today it looks like life has imitated art. I've learned that Disney has reinstated James Gunn as the writer-director of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I've confirmed it with Marvel and Gunn's camp. The decision to rehire Gunn, he was fired last July, by Disney after alt-right journalists made a public fusillade of a decade-old social media missives that made light of things, was one of the mulled and actually made months ago, following conversations with Disney Studio leadership and Team Marvel Studios. Why the change of heart after the firing? Walt Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn met with Gunn on multiple occasions to discuss the situation, persuaded by Gunn's public apology and his handling of the situation after. Horn decided to reverse course and reinstate Gunn. So it started like positive and then quickly turned extremely dark. The social media messages were indefensible, but the filmmaker never did anything to blame himself for poor judgment displayed at a time when he was emerging from the Troma film factory and attempting to be a provocateur. There were no reports that Gunn ever engaged in the behavior he lampooned. Unlike the defensive posture exhibited by Kevin Hart that led him to skip hosting the Oscars, Gunn fell on his sword early and often and never lashed out at Disney. Ultimately, Gunn's missives were poorly chosen words and not actions, though Disney's quick trigger was completely understandable. When the social media messages were first reported by outlets like Fox News, those outlets reported that Gunn's missives were exposed as payback for Gunn being a vocal critic of President Donald Trump. Gunn's return to Guardians of the Galaxy 3 got complicated when he signed on to write and direct the Suicide Squad sequel for Warner Brothers and DC. Marvel Studios has agreed to commence production on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 after Gunn completes Suicide Squad 2. Making the whole thing easier, though, was the fact that Marvel Studios never met with or considered any other director for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, despite speculation that Thor Ragnarok Helmer Taika Waititi, and Vice Helmer Adam McKay were in the mix. Marvel Studios has remained bum on all details concerning Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and the Kevin Feige-led division turned its focus towards Captain Marvel and Avengers Endgame. Marvel this week destined Daniel Cretton to direct Shang-Chi. Prior to his dismissal, Gunn had written a script with which Marvel confirmed would be used for the third Guardians of the Galaxy installment. I expect Gunn to confirm all this, and as he supports the release of Brightburn, the David Yarovesky-directed Elizabeth Banks star that he produced and Sony releases May 24th.
Yeah, and we did discuss about this in a previous episode of Live and Wired. It's essentially like, if it's kind of like the Superman story. It's like, alien crashes on Earth, and what if he's bad? What if he's evil? Essentially, that's what it's about.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a quote from let me see if I can find it again. But someone was asking about like if James Gunn is still going to do the sequel to Suicide Squad, and yes, he will still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's about enough for that.
Okay, yeah, I think that's just about it. So yeah, let's go over to our last article, which I did mention about Guillermo del Toro, and now I can finally bring this up because I think it's good news that Guillermo del Toro is continuing to work on stuff. I mean, we already talked about Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We already talked about the Pinocchio stuff on Netflix. So now he's doing another project. He is collaborating with J.J. Abrams to work on an action movie called Zanbato.
Zanbato.
Or maybe it's Zanbato. Who knows what it is? But yeah, creepy. You can read this one.
Domo arigato zanbato.
Dumb.
Guillermo del Toro is attached to write and direct the action movie Zanbato.
Oh, that Ms. Jess sent me a message. Said it in a comment that Hugo and Jake was Bible Reloaded. They had to change their name because YouTube is smart.
Oh.
So yeah, that's Hugo and Jake.
Okay.
The action movie Zanbato for Paramount and J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot. The tagline is under wraps. Zanbato centers on a young girl with lethal fighting skills. Del Toro posted Friday on his Twitter account that the project has been in development for the past 6 years without leaking, adding, "We're still developing steadily." 6 years, really?
I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, it's not a surprise because Del Toro worked on a lot of projects and, most of them didn't get off the ground because of Hollywood.
That's fair. Del Toro has also said Friday that he's in pre-production on Pinocchio for Netflix, on which he will make his animated feature film directing debut in a stop-motion musical version of the classic children's tale about a puppet who wants to be a real-life boy.
And knowing Del Toro, it's going to most likely be based off of the book, and it's going to be scary.
Yeah. Like, if you've read the book...
It's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Little boys shouldn't do things like that. Die!
Yeah, there's some fucked up shit. Oh, Jiminy Cricket dies in it.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah. He gets squashed in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. Netflix and Del Toro announced in October that he would write and produce the film set in Italy during the 1930s when fascism was on the rise.
Interesting.
Del Toro is also producing Scott Cooper's Antlers at Fox Searchlight and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark at CBS Films. He won Academy Awards last year for producing and directing The Shape of Water. Abrams,
which I actually did see, and it was very interesting.
I feel like The Shape of Water is like a nightmare wet dream that Lovecraft had.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like, take the creature from the Black Lagoon and, have it like almost like a love story and kind of have like an allegory about like prejudice and racism. And it was, like I said, it was like really interesting.
Abrams was a producer on Mission Impossible Fallout and is in post-production on Star Wars Episode 9, which will be open on December 20th.
Disney has purchased the month of December.
Great. Now Disney is going to own the months of the year.
Del Toro is represented by WME and Exile Entertainment. Abrams is repped by CAA. The news about Zanbato was first reported by Collider. Oh, Collider. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice thing to go off. It's like, good. Guillermo del Toro is still doing stuff, so good for him. I think we can end things off right here.
Yeah, we've been going for 3 hours again.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to compress, but this was an interesting little day just because it's the first time I've been on Twitch and Mixer, and I didn't really plan that. Mm-hmm. It's just everything went a little crazy, and technically I did have the idea of doing this before. It's just I had some things set up because I had got things working on Restream already, and I did that for some gaming streams, but not for the Live and Wired, and there were issues with Google Hangouts and the way YouTube likes to do things, and this time it was... Now suddenly it was the little option there for, hey, start a Hangout on air. The Hangout on Air option wasn't there anymore, and I'm like, oh, this is very nice. Mm-hmm. So hey, we got on Twitch and Mixer and YouTube, and we got a decent amount of comments all across the board, a decent amount of viewers. I'm happy about that. Yay!
Hooray!
Actually, we're pushing over 110, 115 viewers in total for a good amount of it. Mostly on YouTube, of course. Strange thing about having like 32 other episodes of this on YouTube and then just suddenly appear on Twitch and Mixer with no announcement.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
We'll get better.
Right. Decker, you've got a movie sequel coming up. Are you just going to try and post the Second movie like before the first one gets unblocked, or what's going on there?
Yeah, so for what I got coming up, I have the next review actually uploaded already. I'm just fighting with YouTube over it for a while. If that doesn't go completely through, maybe it'll be posted Monday. Might be blocked worldwide. I don't know. And I'm gonna try and get it up as soon as possible, or by Monday, or I have no idea. I might end up having to upload it to another service. Who knows? But I am going to continue working on the. Next is going to be the reboot of that particular movie and the 2 sequels therein. And there's actually, I found out that there's going to be a sequel to the original movie. The sequel to the movie that I just reviewed is coming out next month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's happening again. Why does that keep happening?
They know what they know in advance what you're going to do, and they plan ahead.
So as far as the gaming channel goes, tomorrow is, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, correct?
I think,
I think
it's
so.
either today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that tomorrow I'm going to be getting me a giant-ass beer and playing some Guts and Glory for the gaming channel.
Cool.
Or for the Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Twitch.
Yeah.
Probably Twitch. It's just it's a lot easier to get the streaming going on Twitch, and I still have to improve the statistics on Twitch to actually unlock a whole bunch of stuff on Twitch, whereas the gaming channel sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and I was like, and I'm still gonna be able to download the file and upload it directly to the gaming channel later. If I could get it all going through a little capture card, I could just do this, like restream it to everything all at once. But even then, that sometimes doesn't work, especially with Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, Creepy, anything coming up for you?
I've got Jim. I've got DuckTales. I have. Kendall had been getting over a cold that took him a while to kick, but he's been feeling a lot better. They had a minor plumbing disaster happen in their apartment recently too, and that's been a setback.
Oof.
But he sent me the dialogue for a new Midnight Wink Theater, so that'll be going up soon. So to all of you who enjoy those, that's coming out. It's Dante's Cove review. We're getting ready to wrap that series up finally. So
Yay.
Anyway, Patricia, what about you?
All right. Well, let's see. Got a new episode of Dream Machine will be coming out tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Shrek Forever After, and we're still going to continue on our discussion about DreamWorks movies until How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. We still got about like maybe 15 plus movies to go, and I'm working on a theme month. I'm actually been working really hard on that. I'm hoping to have it out by April. So that's going to be coming up real soon. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Okay, so with that, I do believe this episode 33 of Live and Wired, which I can't remember the name.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Sorry about not remembering the name. I believe that brings it to a close. So, thank you all for watching. I've been Decker Shadow. And remember, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie is coming, whether you like it or not. And you're probably not gonna.
Good night, everybody.
See you later.
Oh, mouse, please work. Please, I gotta stop.